Usually you pay for PPV, but this is free and this is real TV. Grab your cup, pour that drink, roll that blunt, and tell us what you think. Commas come pouring in, women be exposing, man. Fellas start to open up, shorties feeling down the fuck. It's a safe place, spill that tea. That cup is hot, don't let it fall on me. Anastasia, keep it funky, might speak for she think. Val from the BX, don't even try stink. Eva, keep us humble, she consider your feels. And Tati got 3 kids, you better pay them bills. Time is money, make sure your clock is right. Slide in the DMs, you make sure your stock is tight. Ladies, they gonna tell you if you ain't rocking right. I'm telling you, dude, don't end up on top of tonight. It ain't all jokes, get serious too. If I can help what happened to me, not happen to you, it makes it worth it. Let's get drunk on purpose. Start telling stories we would never tell in person. It's real TV.
Welcome.
Hey. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? You got me connected?
Got you.
Hi. What's going on?
TV. If this is your first time, thank you for tuning in. This is TV. We are missing one of our guests. She couldn't make it today. Shout out to Eva. But we definitely have a dope ass guest in the building. Fuego.
Yo. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's your boy Mike Fuego, House of Fire NYC. Shout out to Privy Life Music Group, Hands On Music Entertainment. You know, we out here working. It's
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. So, if it's your first time, my name's Anastasia. I'm never average, always savage. Val.
V Mac, always stay logically valid. You know what it is. What's going on, everybody?
I hope everyone is good. I know that we missed out last week. We need a little break, but we're back at it today. Just so you know, you can follow us on Instagram at TV, also Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. What else? Am I missing someone?
I think that's it.
That's it, right? I feel like there's so much.
Cut them all. I think you covered it all. Yeah. Also stream live. You can also stream the podcast on Apple Music. What is it? Apple Podcasts as well as
Spotify. So
Spotify
each episode does drop afterwards, as well as stream lives on YouTube on here. So you can follow our page, subscribe. We have the views, but no subscribers. So if you like what we talk about in our content, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of stuff coming this year. Really excited about that. Shout out to everybody that watches us all the way in Germany, Belgium, France, UK, Argentina, Canada. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes,
absolutely.
How are we today? How are you feeling, Val?
It's been a long fucking week. I'm good. I'm sipping on some Henny. You already know.
Yeah.
And just chilling. You know.
There you go. If you haven't had a drink, go grab a drink. We're gonna spill some tea, talk our shit, get litty. Yeah, how we always do every Saturday.
It's a good episode.
Yes. So today, situationships. So if you want to talk about your story, you can email us, DM us. I'm about to go live on our Instagram. Also, the number on the screen. If you want to call in, we'd love to talk with our viewers, get their feedback on it. So situationships 101. I feel like there's so much to this topic. So like reading between the lines is like the perfect phrase.
Yeah,
there's a lot of levels to this.
Well, you said earlier, there's no book.
There is no book. Right. I'm about to write this book for real. People need to understand your roles, what you do and what you don't do in a situationship, for real.
It's like almost like rules that you have to follow.
There are
protocols.
Yeah, like when you're in a situationship, and then depending on the situationship you're in, though, as well.
Yeah, it's different levels to it.
Yeah, we're gonna go through them because there's not just one type. Right. And then people be like, oh, I've never been in one. But then when you really explain what a situationship is, they're like, oh, yeah, that's happened to me. Like, that was me. Like, okay, yes. Because everyone has been there. Right. Yeah. So what's the first one you want to hit, Val?
I mean, well, I think we need to cover first what defines an actual situationship.
Oh, there you go. What do you think is a situationship?
Well, obviously, it's not a relationship. There's no official title.
We're gonna figure that out real quick. Hold on, we gotta go to good old Google and find out what
Let's see a Google definition.
Go to Urban Dictionary. Let's see what's the official one.
That'd be funny to even see what Google says.
I'm interested to see what they're saying. Yeah, I think definitely would define. First of all, if it's not a relationship, it's a situationship.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's self-titled situationship. It says less than a relationship, but more than a casual encounter or booty call. Situationship refers to a romantic relationship that is and remains undefined. A situationship is that space between committed relationship and something that is more than a friendship, explained by psychotherapist and author Jonathan Albert. That's who.
Thanks, Jonathan Albert. So it's what between a sneaky link and an actual relationship. That's where situationship lies.
Situationship.
I feel like though.
Fab talked about that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I feel like
was that?
Certain sneaky links are considered a situationship though. Because if you have that constant sneaky link, right? You don't talk on a regular basis. You only hit each other up when you know it's about that time.
And some sneaky links are situationship, absolutely. But literally, that's because you're pushing it past that point.
Facts. Literally, the messages be like, "Yo, what's up? What you doing? Nothing. Come through. Okay, I'm here. Do your thing, and then don't talk again." So the next
time. That's a sneaky link. That's a sneaky link.
But if it's on one specific person all the time, that's your situation right there. Like, all right, that's mine. I know that.
That's your
that I hit them.
That's your.
You don't think so?
All right.
I agree. There's levels to that, but it's just like your perspective. Unless you have like a concise agreement, like not just an understanding more than anything. It's just.
Do you think people make agreements beforehand?
No, I feel like just there's levels of respect.
Communication is important.
It's very important. You have to talk.
But like real shit, like in situationships, like yo, this is what it is.
Right.
This is what we're following. And then that's it. I think there's times that you don't.
Until it's not.
Yeah. Exactly. And get my request.
Yeah.
Right. But then that's life. You know what I mean? It's got to be you to really play your position. And that's something.
Well, that's the thing. Some people don't know how to play their position. Right? Like plain and simple. Right? You have a situationship. If they're involved with somebody else, because that's the type of situationship sometimes. Right? And then they're like, yo, you can't hit me at this time. Don't call me at this time. Don't text me at this time. And they still do. Like, why would you do that? You already know what it is from jump.
But that's see that we talk about levels and situations. We talk about levels. We talk about levels and things like, if you say this is a line that you're crossing and they cross that, then it's up to you to make a decision whether you want to invite that energy back into your life. Because if they continue to do so, then they don't respect you, and then that's not somebody you should be dealing with.
Yeah, they don't respect you.
You know what I mean? Because you can't just be having situationships or just situations, period, with anybody. There's got to be an energy about it, and then even still, like even with that energy that's there, you got to be willing to decide what you want to do. That's your choice, and got to know what's gonna happen after that. You got to really think. If you're a smart person, most people don't think and they just run. You know,
right?
I mean? If you really trying to protect your peace in your life, you really just need to think about what you're gonna do before it and understand that the person you're not dealing with is gonna disrespect you and cross those lines. Because you don't really necessarily need to invite that energy into your life. When you fuck with a person, you dealing deep. It's just deeper than.
And that's
sex.
another part too, because I know that we wrote this down before. Is that you're exchanging energies with people that you're fucking.
Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, to a certain extent, yes.
It depends on it's levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you gotta really like you can't be everybody's side person. And then if and then you can't think that you're too good enough to get away with that either if you're in a situation. So it's like it's really levels. Like what do you want to do in your path when you walk that you want to be selfish and indulge and not? It's just relative to the individual. You know what I mean?
Right.
People can't handle those things. They just want what they want because they're possessive. Don't really necessarily
that part
know what they're doing in the moment. But then when they do
and it's pin that.
You got to just bust a move. You got to figure out what you want in your life. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to OD in the conversation.
No, you're good.
You're good.
It's just been I've been in too many situations where I've been.
So you had a lot of situationships?
I've been in a lot of situations and I've been in a lot of relationships. You know what I mean? I've been in a lot of dope relationships and I've been in a lot of toxic relationships. And you just got to really know what you're doing because.
All right.
Let's talk about some of the rules that apply.
Yeah. Okay. Right? So let's say like to one of your situationships, did you have any rules?
I've grown a lot in my journey.
Yes.
You feel me? There's just a lot of things.
It was a preface right there before he said it.
I have to think about what I'm gonna say before I say it, because you know what I mean. Words hold weight.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just like I've grown a lot, and I've been in situations where I've learned how I don't want to move, so that way I don't invite things that I don't need in my life that are gonna be a detriment to my path and my goals. You know what I mean? When you do deal with a person and it goes sideways, you know what I mean? It can very much impact your life in a negative fashion. It becomes deeper than you just trying to bust a nut or just feel like you got to hold somebody. You know what I mean? Like this deeper than just sex. You know what I mean? People need to feel like they belong, or need to feel like they
feeling some void.
There's some shit. You know what I mean? Or fill a void. You know what I mean?
You're feeling something. There's something there that you're filling in.
You get to a point where you do things over and over again where it's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? To yourself. You know what I mean? And then the damage that you're causing the people within there, you know, everything echoes. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, when you dealing with a situationship, you got to really understand, you know, who you fucking with.
So thinking back to any of your situationships, have you had any specific rules that you laid down in the beginning?
You know, you can't. All right, so you can establish rules, but you can't expect people to follow those rules. So, you know what I mean? You know, I've learned, and that don't necessarily I move like that, because I just try to move the way I need to move in my life. But it's just like,
or I should say boundaries.
Yeah, you know, you just got to play.
Yeah, there's respecting boundaries.
Play your position. I got to play my position. If you disrespect and you don't play your position, then you a dub. It's you know what I mean? There's just certain lines you shouldn't cross with a person as a human being. You know you shouldn't cross. You know what I mean? But a motherfucker be vengeful and try to hurt you because they want you, and that's when the situation becomes toxic. You know what I mean? So it's just, you talk about, you know what I mean? We get in a lot of situationships and it be dope in the moment. And this is popping, and then motherfuckers catch feelings.
And that's,
I mean, every situationship is different, because then you got the situation where there's two people involved that are both single, they just not ready to settle down. You got the situation where somebody already married or committed to somebody else and doing this on the side, right? In either scenario, male or female, and you just the side guy. There's certain roles that you play, certain things that you got to stick to. So in the scenario where both are single, the rules are different. Versus the scenario where someone may be attached to something else, the rules are different.
But you know, is it when but when you're in a relationship, it's different when you're single. You know what I mean? Definitely. So you know,
sometimes, but it depends on the people. It depends on the people,
definitely.
Right. So I know that we wrote some rules down, Raul. Right. So what are some rules that this is our opinion on rules
like we said,
should be in situations?
There's no book, so if you're gonna set
like
some rules,
these boundaries,
I think one of the things, I mean, okay, so first things first, if you are in an unclaimed situation with someone who's not linked to anyone else, right? You can't be mad that they're dating someone else, and that goes both sides.
Accurate.
No.
You can't be mad when someone else is seeing somebody else, or they're still testing the waters out somewhere else. I'm sorry, because you know we not really together, right?
All right, that's true, but hear this out. You may know that that's a fact, but sometimes people can't control how they feel.
Absolutely, right, which then leads to what happens when you catch feelings. Now the situationship is different.
Yes.
Then the conversation needs to be met.
Right, a conversation needs to be had.
Do you talk about it?
It all depends on the caliber.
Do you bring it up? Do you hide it?
No, I mean, if you 100 with yourself, you should be able to talk about anything. So if this is somebody that and you know they dealing with other people, but you want them, you got to be like, listen, this is what I want, and if you don't want that, that's cool. I respect it, but understand I'm here. But you got to be, as a man, you got to just be 10 toes.
So let's say if it's the lady, you would want her to come to you and be like, yo, this is how I feel. Blah blah blah.
I feel like you should be honest with yourself and be honest with the person that you're dealing
with. That's one of the biggest things is self-awareness that a lot of people lack. Because know what you're willing to deal with. I think that's the first rule. Know what you're willing to deal with.
Yes, but then
because
also
you getting yourself involved in a situation that you know you can't handle, then you shouldn't be in it. That's your own fault. I'm sorry.
That's true.
I also think that people are scared of rejection, and that's why they don't express if they do catch feelings. Because they're thinking like, oh, are they on the same page as me? Do they feel the same thing? What if they don't? Then I feel dumb if I talk about it.
What if they don't? And if they don't, that's cool, right? All right, whatever. You don't feel like that, that's cool. Now, what do you want to do after that point?
I mean, it all depends on the it depends on the person.
You can't try. You could try to be like, there's situations where people be like, I'm gonna make them want to love me or some shit like that.
Like that's dumb though. This is where you violating the rules.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You violating the rules there.
You bugging. You can't make nobody do anything.
No,
right.
Even if they see you clear. Even if they see you.
So my thing is, so if you know the person violating the rules, you know this person is playing themselves, do you stop fucking with this person or you keep playing the game? I mean,
respect you got for yourself. You're gonna sit there and peddle yourself like a piece of bait to somebody who knows that they can have you, and at that point it just becomes about choice. What are you willing to deal with?
That's a good
point.
That's a good point.
Do you want to play that position? And then what happens if that person's like, you know what, I respect it, but because you feel like that, I can't fuck with you no more because it's just
understood. Yep.
You know what I mean? You gotta.
Most people don't do that though.
Nah, but you gotta have a conversation, bro, because not for nothing, you're gonna block your blessings later on in life.
Yep.
You're gonna fuck yourself up. You're gonna.
I agree with that.
You're gonna. You're gonna waste your time hurting yourself, trying to chase somebody and diminish your spirit and your soul. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too deep, but it's just like even still, you want somebody, you want somebody, whatever. You know what I mean? But if that person is being honest with you and be like, yo, I can't do this no more because of X, Y, Z, or even if there's no explanation, you got to be 100 with yourself.
Do you feel like, okay, I'm glad that
most
you said
people don't have that self-realization though. Some people aren't that aware of themselves.
But that's why like of the people in this world are trying to chase something that they don't know what the fuck it is. People are trying to fight for relationships because they feel like I need to love something or somebody to love me. They don't even love themselves. You got to grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up.
That's a fact.
And that's just from me speaking on life experience. You know what I mean? Like me myself, like whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just talking on shit that I've gone through. Like you gotta just really like realize what you're doing.
Yep.
What if you do this may happen, and if that happens, you gotta be prepared for those consequences. And if you know what, you're okay with, you know what I mean, the rejection after the fact. You know what I mean? You gotta make a choice after that. You gotta move on and better yourself and find someone to be that person for you, or you just gotta, just
it's having self-respect.
You know what I mean?
It's a self-respect, yeah.
Yeah,
and a lot of self-respect. I mean, my biggest thing is that first things foremost, honesty is key. Communication is key. And if you with a female, with a nigga that's telling you this is not going anywhere other than what this is, don't play yourself.
And like, a lot of girls be trying to change that, like, because they say it up front, and the girl be like, "Oh, that's totally fine. I'm with it. That I know it already." Yeah, and then as time goes, they're like, "Nah, I'm gonna get this nigga. Like, he's gonna want to be with me." Like, no, bitch. Yeah, he told you what it was from jump. You agree.
I respect the honesty.
You're wrong though by moving like that.
Exactly.
You're wrong.
100%.
You don't deserve.
I agree with that.
You don't deserve that. So when it blow up in your face, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, facts. Sometimes people be unhappy and they try to figure out to find out in another person. And you know what? That's not. For a lot of people to be like, that's wrong, because it is. But a lot of people need to heal before they even try to get with somebody first, because it's like,
that's a big thing.
And if that person understands that you're not there yet, and they just be like, all right, whatever, I'm here whenever, and they be there for you and they rock, that's cool. Let it be what it is. And then if a relationship grow from that, it grow from that. Sometimes you don't need to define things to let them be what they are. Sometimes you just like, yo, this is what it is. You don't gotta put a title on anything. You just gotta move with love for yourself. And if that person give you love, then so be it. You know what I mean? Why you trying to get more out of somebody who's already given pieces of themselves to you? You know what I mean? It's already, you don't realize.
The problem is that for some people that it's not enough. They want more, and that's in every situation though.
But
that's where you set certain expectations. This is why situationships, I think men gravitate more towards a situation than an actual relationship, because it eliminates the expectations.
Yeah, because you know there's an expectation.
It's easier.
There's an expectation that's realistic, and there's one that's imagination. You know what I mean? you know what I mean? Like, we live in a reality. You know what I mean? A motherfucker got to work 6-7 days a week to be able to build a dynasty, doing 40, 50, 60 hours with one job, and then do another 10 and another job. And if you're gonna be there by that person's side, you got to understand that you can't be stressing the motherfucker.
You can't be the priority.
You got to understand that if you're gonna play a position in any person's life, man or female, if you're gonna be there in their life, whether there's a title or not, they're coming to you for something. You know what I mean? So, like, honor that so they can give you their love unhinged. When you start to try to turn it into something more, and because you feel like you're not getting enough, you know what I mean? You should always talk if you feel like your counterpart ain't giving you what you need. But you know what I mean?
Let's talk about the situationships that are side pieces. Because the expectation is different there.
Is this the button? Play your position, motherfucker. That's it. It's
Yo,
that
you don't want that right there.
You don't want no chaos in your life. Play your position.
Facts. I feel like a lot of men want that situationship, but don't know how to nurture that situationship that'll keep the bitch in her lane.
This is something that this is conversations that keep on popping up because a lot of men don't have this conversation with other men. You know what I mean?
Don't.
So now that we're on here, right, and we have you here, we have to ask: have you had a side piece in your life?
I've had many situations in my life that I've.
That's a yes.
You know what I mean?
He's gonna word this.
That's a yes.
because I live my life differently now. You know what I mean? I'm at peace right now.
Let's just say in the past.
But we're talking about things, you know what I mean? I've grown through situations that have been turmoil, and I've been through situations that have been blissful. So it's like, you know what I mean? With that, you know what I mean? Right now in my life, I'm at peace and I ain't trying to disturb that. But I've been in many situations. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? I'm fucking 32. I got a 9-year-old. I was young. I started early. So it is what it is. Let's go. You know what I mean? But go ahead, ask me, what's up?
Have you had a side chick?
Yeah. I've been in those situations before.
And what
were some of the rules you had in that?
You know, if you're dealing with somebody who's single, you know what I mean?
And you taken.
And you're taken.
Like do you sleep over?
No, I don't know.
Right. Are you taking her out?
On dates?
No.
Are you paying a bill?
I'm paying what I feel is right. I'll do what I do.
Like, would you
know what I mean?
give her money for nails?
If you're a gentleman,
hair,
you do. If you're a gentleman and you're gonna go out, you do what you do. You know what I mean? If you're a scrub, you're gonna try to gain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we're saying for side bitches.
If you're gonna spend time with somebody, it has to be genuine. So you be genuine in that situation. If that person trying to pay the bill and you be like, nah, and they fight with you, you know what I mean? You got to figure out what that situation is. But if you're gonna be like, this is what we're doing, and you insinuating the situation, you gotta hold your weight.
So you treated your side bitches as a gentleman.
I've treated my side bitches with respect. You know what I mean?
As you should.
Because I don't, you know what I mean?
They can bring so much drama that don't need to be there.
Good.
Right? If they understand their role.
Hold on, but then again, you know what I mean? I was wrong all the way.
Absolutely.
You know I want to make something.
I'm not condoning it, but
when I've had my situation,
it is what it is.
I'm wrong all the way because I'm dishonoring to somebody who loved me. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? As a man, you got to make a conscious decision when what's up with yourself. If you need to heal and figure it out, or you got to just, you know what I mean? Sometimes a motherfucker okay with just being fucked up and they do whatever the fuck they got to do. You got to know who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? And it's just like, me as the individual, I've decided to move in my life is how am I gonna if I do this, is this gonna disturb my peace? You know what I mean? Because if I'm good, why am I trying to fuck my shit up?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a question we have all the time.
That's a good question. The problem is sometimes it don't even have to be that they're not good.
Exactly.
It's just because they can.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Pete, that's what we're talking about. Because we have situations, we talk about situationships. 90% of the time, them shits be real good and they be real toxic. And I ain't, you know what I mean? Like, if you dealing with somebody, why you want to invite that into your life? You know what I mean? Especially with somebody.
They like the red flags. They want to get on the ride. It's Six Flags.
It's that part. It's the
it's the excitement. It's the fun. It's the damn. I know this is wrong, but
doing this, but fuck it. Yes.
Yeah, y'all be burning bridges. Huh?
Nah. This is generalizing. I'm not saying me.
This is off of like what we've seen.
What I know from friends, what I've been through. This is real.
And I've seen and experienced these situations. So
because this is facts. Like nothing makes like. We have to be honest here, right?
You know what I mean? If you do fuck shit, expect fuck shit to happen in your life.
But at the same time,
you know what I mean?
Being realistic, right? When there's some red flags and spicy shit and adrenaline running, and you know you're not supposed to be doing this, but you're doing it anyway, it makes the sex even better. So that's why you keep going back to it.
So don't get mad.
It becomes. I don't know if that's what makes the sex better.
For that though, you know what I mean? Don't get mad when this shit start getting.
No,
crazy.
of course,
you know
that part. I'm just saying in general, right? Meaning like,
see, I think there's a certain level of situationship that deserves a certain level of sex acts. Like you're not gonna go all out to a nigga that's not yours.
That's what
I wouldn't.
Into too. Yes,
I wouldn't.
Some people can't do. Some people don't know how to do what they do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people go to other places to look for that. You know what I mean? And some people. You know what I mean? Everybody's individuals. You know what I mean? You don't know what make a person tick and what make a person go looking for other places to fulfill the needs that they need. You know what I mean?
Can you elaborate on that a little more?
Yes. You know what I mean? You can't. You don't know why a person do what they do, You don't know what make you tick the way you tick. You know what you do, but you don't. A motherfucker that you dealing with don't really know why you there. You know what I mean? Unless you confiding in that person. You know what I mean? Because it's all about energy exchange. What are you getting out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is it positive or negative? You using a person, or we building, or what are we doing with it? You know what I mean? So
right.
But is that being clear in the beginning?
But in the situationship scenario, you're not building anything.
But you still gotta know who you gotta know what energy is though.
Some people don't though. Some people just get into shit. Be like, all right, this is what it is.
This bitch is bad. I'm a fucker.
I'm a fuck you.
I can tell you in 5 minutes. I know. But after that, I gotta watch to see what, because that's just from my life experience. You know what I mean? I get that, but it's just like you could tell in fucking 15 minutes of a person. You know what I mean? But if you want to really deal with them or not, and it's like after that, you know, it's up to you whether you jump into it or take your time.
I wouldn't say 15 minutes because you can also meet the pretender. The pretender ain't real.
Right.
Facts. There's niggas that really be playing a part.
You can't tell me you don't see things though.
I can, like, but realistically, not everybody can.
Yeah,
not everybody sees behind the lines or can read between the lines. You know what I mean?
I respect that, but for those who don't know, you need to know what the fuck you doing when you're doing it. Period.
Right.
You
My thing is, if you uncover something, you should know when you need to leave. When you know this is no longer good for you. Stop playing yourself.
Most people don't know who they are. To be able
now, I've learned from experience. I've been through situations, relationships where I stayed longer than I should have, or I accepted things I wasn't comfortable with because of how I felt for that person. And in hindsight, not saying I wasn't happy for what it was at the time, but in hindsight, I let that come in the way. I let that happen. I'm not that person today. So,
but you got to go through it to grow through it, though. You got to figure it out.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Go through it to grow through it.
You may not know in that moment, but the moment shit start happening, you got to second guess. That's what I'm saying. You see things when it happens. Like in the moment, you may not know, but then when shit start becoming like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Then you got to make a decision at that point. You know what I mean? Is that person that hot that you want to go through all this bullshit? To
sometimes people be blinded by the sexual attraction they have to that person.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That happens.
But then it's a choice.
Yeah, no, agree. Yeah, 100%.
Right.
It's a choice.
You know what I mean? Do what you do, but
nobody's putting a gun to somebody's head to be like, nah, you got to stay in this shit with me.
Yeah.
Right? So it really
I have a question. So
you got to know your addictions. You got to know if you're
that's
addicted.
true.
You know
so if you with someone else or you're not in any type of situation shit, are you going raw?
Okay, repeat that.
Are you going raw?
If it's just a situation ship,
any type of situation ship, it doesn't change because of the type of situation ship.
I'm just not doing it.
No,
I got to know. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it.
I feel like you go raw with somebody that you're looking to be committed to. Like you both are on the same page. This is where we're going. Yeah. We're not sleeping with anybody else, right? Because you need to make sure that you're safe.
Right.
On top of that, because niggas be out here telling you they're not fucking nobody, but they really are. So if you want to make sure you're on the same page with that, you can't just be raw with fucking anybody. That's a negative.
The thing is
that's a negative.
Not everybody see it that way. And it's crazy.
That's crazy. Yes, because there are people out here be like, I can't use a condom because it makes me soft. Okay,
I don't care. Then we not fucking. It's really that simple.
I guess we not fucking then.
Yeah, I mean,
because
this is
the fuck, like, so it's another dumb bitch. It ain't me.
Yeah, but some people don't give a fuck.
They don't, which is crazy. That means you don't care about your life. Because you don't know who they're fucking.
You gotta,
and you don't know who they're fucking. That the other partner that they're fucking. Like, come on.
Right. You don't even know if their partner is loyal. Like, it's crazy. Right. We got a comment. Hold on. So Alfredo says normalizing sex as quick as people do is a trip to me. Facts.
What does that mean?
Normalizing sex as quick as people do. Like, sex shouldn't be something that's just doing. Like, this is an exchange of energy, like you said. There's got to be certain things that you factor before you exchange that type of energy in there.
This is the thing that
it's just so simple for so many people today's world.
I agree.
Some people really don't care.
But the problem is because it's so normalized, and it's right there since we've been born. It's right there in our faces, normalized. So 90% of the time, a motherfucker's gonna look for some type of void to fill. And whatever the fuck it is, and because it's so easy now to find somebody who's in a low enough vibration as them to be able to be like, fuck it, this make me feel good in the moment, boom, because it do. But what is you really solving at that point?
Right,
because your problems are still there afterwards.
You know what I mean? So
a low enough vibration, I like that. You know that's if you can find someone who's equally as emotionally unavailable as you.
Yeah,
that's what that
there's
says.
levels to it. You know what I mean? I'll be in the same frequency. Facts, because you have to know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Right.
Period.
Which I really agree
you
with.
You can't let anybody in your crib. You can't let nobody in your house. You can't let be around your kids. It don't matter if they nice to you. You gotta really, but people just jump into shit because
set boundaries.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Boundaries
you
is
gotta
very
experience
important.
that to know. You really gotta experience those things to know what's good for you.
I always say, I tell my lady friends, I'm like, yo, protect your space. Don't be bringing these niggas in your house. You don't know these niggas.
Unless it's something.
Protect your space for real.
Right. And even when you decide to put yourself in a situationship, you have to look at the whole picture and make sure that the person you decide to have the specific time with is worth your while, meaning like that they're not going to bring your energy down, right? That they are on the same page as you, that they will respect you, right? That you're still some type of friends at the end of the day, regardless of what the situation is that you're in.
Right.
And then people lose respect for that, right? And they forget, like, if they take it too far, right? Because one person starts getting feelings, they'd be like, "Oh, why you didn't answer me? You didn't text me back." Like, bro,
you don't know your space. You don't know your role. You don't know your role.
Was from jump.
Playing yourself. Playing yourself.
Right?
Then
And
now, I feel like people need to take responsibility for their own actions. And if you already know you come into that place that you feel in a way, it bothers you when he's out at a certain time. It bothers you that he's not answering your phone or her, whatever it may be.
Yeah, vice versa.
Right?
No, hold on.
Then you need to take a step back and evaluate what you signed up for. And if you're not with it, don't do it.
Exactly.
The person you're dealing with is supposed to water you, you water them. If there's anything less than that, you don't need to be dealing with them, period. Whether you fucking them, whether it's just a fling or not. You know what I mean? Like, honestly. Like,
what's the with them? That's what I call it. What's the with them? What's in it for me?
What's in it for me? Okay, that's cool. That's
WIIFM.
But it's just like anything less is not invited. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you happy, be happy. You know, if you're in a situation that's a relationship, stay in that. If you good, if you gotta figure your shit out as a man, I'm gonna talk about it. Like as a man, you gotta heal and figure it out. Take your time to heal and figure it out. If you're dealing with a person and you trying to figure some shit out, and a lot of the time,
dragging someone else through it.
Don't drag nobody through it. You know what I mean? Be honest with yourself.
You gotta take that time for yourself.
Right. And just if they willing to deal with that, just understand that when you bust moves, you're gonna hurt the people that you love. You know what I mean? And that's the problem, because when it comes to family, motherfuckers destroy families. And you know what I mean? We gotta just make sure that if you know what I mean, I'm not advocating for motherfuckers cheating. I don't, because that shit is wrong. You know what I mean? I've been played and I played. I've been on both sides of the fence. But it's just like if you had a happy home, don't disturb that shit. You know what I mean? But if you just out here living, live. Experience life, but just remember, you gotta protect yourself and protect the peace. Period.
I be telling my homeboys, I'm like, yo, live your life first.
Fucking hey, bitch, you can't do that shit.
That's a fact.
You can't do that. I don't give a fuck how bad she is. Because
and niggas be out here.
I'm good.
Like, nah, I can get her. I can get her.
You gotta know who you is. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
A whole lot of. So the problem is the first priority is, can I smash? For niggas, like, it's can I smash? That's always gonna be the thought process.
And I feel like
even when we just trying to be a friend, I think I could smash. Like, there's always that thought process, right?
If you a herb, you're gonna keep trying to play that position. But if you really just gonna let it be, and if it happens, it happens, because you can't press a situation that ain't for you.
Right.
I was talking to my brother the other day. He was talking to his man. He's like, yo, this girl, my job, and I just don't know how to engage. My brother's telling him, go up to her and be like, peace, and just talk to her. And I'm like, yo, bro, honestly, like, that shit is cool, but you gonna make, you know what I mean? Like, if you really trying to
get friend zone, that's it.
Quick. So
once you get friend zone, that's it. Ain't nothing. If you interested, you got to show you interested. You got to try to go in for it.
I'm gonna say this:
don't be scared of the rejection, bro. It's gonna happen regardless.
But you ain't got to do the most. If they see you, they gonna recognize you. If they see you, they know you exist. You ain't got to do the most to get recognized, because motherfucker, if you in a room, you being seen. You know what I mean? If the energy is gonna be exchanged, it's gonna happen naturally. You can't force anything. But even if you do deal with somebody, you know what I mean? Men or women out here, you know what I mean? Just understand that if you're dealing with somebody, you know what I mean, that there's going to be things that you like and don't like. And what are you going to tolerate? You know what I mean? What are you going to tolerate? And then if it don't work out, you got to be okay with that. You can't be out here trying to fuck people's lives up. And some people can't accept that. Because there's always somebody out there.
That vindictive shit is not cool, for real.
You ain't going to win like that. You're going to end up hurting yourself.
Talk about it.
I'm tired of hurting myself. I had to learn the hard way. You feel me?
Bruh, growth is what it is.
So do we think that situationships can turn into healthy relationships?
You shouldn't be doing
that. Nah.
You know,
to be honest, I don't think so.
If it's not healthy, you out of here. You done. You done.
But
I don't think.
happen
See, the thing is, it depends on what type of situation. It's if it's a situation where you was the side piece, nah, never. That's never going to work, right?
Like how they met you is what how they're gonna leave you.
Some people are
bro. If I was a side piece, I don't want you. Stay with your motherfucking girl, bro. This was fun. Deuces when I'm over it. That's it. I don't want you.
You play your position. You feel
right?
It's fine. You know
please pay attention to that. You got that. That's what it is. And when it comes to maybe y'all both emotionally unavailable, both of y'all single, both of y'all, and you find some common ground, that could grow into something. However,
me, personally, I feel like I still wouldn't trust it because
I can't.
You was fucking around
because there's certain comfort levels that already happen. So it would be already there. So to transition that is going to be tough. I don't think a situationship is ever going to grow into a relationship.
I don't.
No,
I
it's not supposed to be. Because if it was, it'd be a relationship. Don't get into
because what happens is like they catch feelings, but I feel like you only catch feelings is because now you're fucking the same person a lot of the time, right? You're seeing them a lot of the time, and now it opens the doors to something else. Now you're looking at them in a different light, right? But that doesn't mean that it's healthy to go that way.
No,
right.
You know what I'm
saying?
They're
delusional. That's delusion because what you're excited about is only a small percentage of what the real thing is. Right? It's because you're not supposed to do it. It's because it's fun. It's because it's this. Part. It's not you living with this person. It's not you sharing responsibilities with this person. It's not real life.
No.
So that just doesn't work.
No.
Yeah, and there's I'm sure there's the one-offs that will work, right? I feel like that'll only work if you already knew each other beforehand. You have a foundation of a friendship, not that you're just meeting someone, you get into a situationship and they're like, damn, I really like this nigga, or damn, I really like this chick, I got feelings for her, I wanted more. Like it's not gonna be taken seriously.
You got to be real enough with yourself to have that conversation.
Yeah,
and then after that, you got to make a decision. You got to talk. Yeah. So don't be scared enough to have a conversation. If you're gonna
if you fuck with that person enough, you should be able to talk about what you're feeling.
Yeah,
really, that's simple.
I agree with that.
It's okay.
I'd rather you tell me.
You gotta understand. There's a problem out here. Everybody do everything to be safe. It's okay to be uncomfortable sometimes because there's growth in that.
Right.
So if this is somebody you care about deeper than you just fucking them. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be fucking nobody unless you really care about them. Honestly, bro. Like whatever. Right. Busting cheeks is busting cheeks. It's fun. It feel good, but your soul. Just keep.
I feel like the busting cheeks, right? Of like, oh, this is what it is. Should be only once or twice with that person. If it's a consistent thing, I agree with that. I feel like you should care about this person.
Develop none.
Talk. And like
that's another question. How long should situationships last?
That is a good question.
Until somebody crossed the lines. Until you cross them lines and it's a dub.
Oh,
don't cross those.
There's situations that lasted
Flacco,
years. What he said?
Flacco said, "VMAC, I hate her."
Don't call in and talk his shit. Don't write it in comments.
Nah, he don't need to talk his shit. No one cares. Nah, gonna tell me I hate her. Fuck you, bro.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Then he said, "But I love her." Shut up, Flacco. I don't want to hear it now.
I think it's really hard to determine how long, right? Because sometimes people stay in situationships, right? Because it's convenient. They don't have to be committed to somebody. They don't have to answer to anybody. They come and go whenever. They see this person whenever. They don't have to explain what they're doing, why they didn't answer their phone, so on and so forth, right? I guess until one of them either cross the lines or meet somebody else and be like, hey, like I want to go with this other person and I'm in a relationship now, then, but
right.
A specific time frame? I don't know.
I have a homegirl who was in one for 2 years. And she was like, it's convenient. We have a schedule. Sometimes it stays over. They have like this code when they text, like it just works. And like, I'm like, yeah, but 2 years, don't you think that blocks whatever new to your plate? Like,
my question
that's not, how do you, it prevents you from moving on.
Yeah, but why are you even doing that? So like, why you would rather be comfortable,
emotionally unavailable at that time.
Yeah, but you're comfortable with being sneaky rather than just being real with your partner and dubbing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I understand we got families and all that.
Wait, is she with somebody or the other person?
No, the other person was.
Oh, the other person.
That's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was the side.
If she want to play that position, that's her choice. That's her choice.
I get that.
And you know, but if you got to be okay with wanting to do those things.
Yeah.
You got to be
right.
okay.
I feel like it's fine because
don't settle though. You shouldn't settle on yourself.
When I feel like it's fine when you're not looking to be committed to anybody.
Whatever.
Right?
That's cool.
Meaning like you don't want to be jumping and catching bodies because you need to get off.
Right.
You have this one person that you know that will be there when you call them, take care of business, and go on your day. I feel like it works, right?
That works when there's no one else in the picture. Yes. Absolutely.
I feel like it works.
And you don't want
you don't want an emotional
attachment. It needs to be scratched and shit like that.
And you know that person will, right? I'm sure there's nothing better than a situationship that you know like the sex is good. I don't think no situationship lasts if it's trash. Unless you have nobody.
Yeah, no, I don't think that works.
But you know,
I'm trying to think like
you shouldn't be doing anything they don't like. Why are you gonna risk your whole
but
life
I know people
that's not gonna grant you fulfillment.
Exactly.
Right.
But I know people that be like, damn, this so and so on my list is not available. Like I have no choice. I got this last nigga here that will answer me, but it's not that serious.
You can't be disciplined with yourself.
So
you can't wait.
My vibrator is just fine. Fuck that.
You can't wait. You can't be. That's the problem, though.
I would not settle for trash, bro.
You ain't disciplined. You gotta be disciplined.
I'm you know, there's plenty of people that can hold it out, but sometimes people can.
No,
like,
most people can.
I need to
most
get
people
off.
ain't even aware. They just be like, I need it.
It's dick discipline.
Addiction.
Nah, fuck that.
It's you know, and you people use sex for different reasons, right? If they're upset, they're sad about something, or whatever it might be.
Right.
You're releasing yourself.
Yeah, but that don't solve all your problems.
It doesn't.
It sure don't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You need therapy.
You know, and a lot of people.
That's a good statement. I want to say something real quick.
Good.
People, and this is dead ass. Don't be afraid of therapy. It's so important to be able to talk about certain shit, and you know, and enlighten your soul, your mind. Therapy is a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed, and that's one of the things that I feel like a lot of people, especially us minorities, we were raised that we don't need that shit, right? People
100%.
need to be able to talk. Therapy is good. It's okay to not be okay. And that's one of the things that people just don't understand. And they got to uncover what the real issue is, that you can't commit to someone, that you can't feel a certain way. Like you feel like you have to satisfy something different.
There's always an underlying issue because you feel these things in your life.
Right.
And sometimes when you go through traumatic events, your brain blocks it out and you don't remember, why am I this way? Right? Why do I feel these things in these situations? And it's about opening it up. And I know that we said this plenty of times on here, right? Anybody out there that watches us, you can always inbox us, email us if you want to stay anonymous. We're always here to talk because we're really big on mental health, because it's very important to work on your own mental health. Even if you feel like you're okay, it's still good to talk it out, either with friends or a therapist or whatever it is, just to get it off your chest, right? Nobody.
I mean,
I feel like we all get to a point where we have to really just look in the mirror and be like, you know what, you can't be like, why me? And just bitch about how life throwing you bad deals. You know what I mean? You got to really look at yourself and be like, am I cultivating the bullshit in my life? You know what I mean? Even if you're too proud to go to therapy, even if you're too proud, because I know, you know, as a man, even if you're too proud, you got to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm fucking up. You got to be able to look at yourself and be like, I'm doing this because of X, Y, Z, and I need to fix my shit and do better. Because that's the only way to be able to really stop the bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm you know what I mean? I grew up different, so it's like, you know what I mean, you really gotta figure it out. You gotta be like, yo, I'm fucking up. I gotta check myself. A lot of us won't even check ourselves.
A lot of people can't
until shit get bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of people
can't let things get bad before you start to realize you fucking up. You gotta fix your shit in the moment and then do better. That's how you change the course of things and move forward in your life, and that's how you heal. You know what I mean? If you're dealing with somebody in your life, you know what I mean? It's about that. Yeah, you need your counterpart needs to grow and heal with you. You know what I mean? So that way y'all can raise kids and do better. You know what I mean? Even if that's not what you want, you know what I mean? It's just about elevating and ancestral healing. You gotta do better because love is an intricate part about it. And a lot of us use sex to cope with not having love. You know what I mean? Because we want to fill a void.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's deeper than that. You know what I mean? You don't got it. Sex ain't just love. Sex ain't always love. You know what I mean? It's not. So, you know what I mean? What are we doing to fill those voids deeper than just something that's physical? Because those exchanges take pieces of us if it's not beneficial. You know what I mean? You know, motherfuckers end up doing things and it ends up taking more away from you than benefiting your soul. You know what I mean? When you get to that point, what are you doing? You're gonna habitually cross those lines and continue to hurt yourself because you can, or you're gonna
that's what people do. People do. They gravitate towards the toxicity, and a simple fix is easier than working on yourself. And that's why those situationships happen. That's why people stay emotionally unavailable.
Now situationships. Now with this generation.
With this generation, I mean, it's easy to do. Everybody giving it up like it's nothing. It's crazy.
100%. Like, look at these dating apps. There's specific dating apps just to have sex. So, like, you're literally just linking up with fucking strangers, giving your shit away.
Nah. No value to themselves. That's crazy.
Right? I don't know. Just it's all about, you know, how we were brought up too. A lot of us just growing up trying to fill these voids and feel love. You know what I mean? So it's just growing up, you got to realize what trigger you and how to stop those triggers in the moment to be able to change your reaction to do better in those moments, so that way you could do better later on and those things won't affect you so much. So even when it comes to dealing with a person, if you're just in a situationship because of what it provides for you, you know what I mean? If you're just dealing with somebody, whatever, but if you're in a relationship and dealing with somebody because it give you what you lack in life, you know what I mean? You got to really figure out.
That is self-evaluation time there. Yeah, it's really like, what are you doing with yourself? What are you doing to cause this? This is why you don't progress. You putting up these barriers for yourself.
I want to just say one thing too. As a man, though, it's okay to just love one person.
Yeah,
it's okay to have a woman in your life and be okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know?
I think a lot of men forget.
Preach.
It's okay. It's all right. I got my bitch. I love her. It's good. It's okay. It don't bother you.
I had a conversation this morning with my ex, and it's like this is the example he gave me. You have apples when you're town, and you have apples, and you like apples, but sometimes you want a pineapple, so you go to town over. But you're still gonna come back to your apples. I'm like, my nigga, you don't need the pineapples, bro. What are you saying right now?
That's funny.
Yo,
but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's okay. You know what I mean?
This is dead ass what he said. I'm not lying.
Live different lives. If you and your spouse are okay with dealing with other people, that's your decision. But
I feel like it's a two-way street. Hold on, it's a two-way street. If you're gonna be okay with this, then you gotta be okay with me. But you're not gonna be okay with it because I know you can't handle it, right?
You're saying I'm not saying
right.
I'm just saying we live in a different time. So there's motherfuckers out there, men and women, that decide that they're okay with that. This
yes, absolutely. I was one of those.
We're not talking about that.
I learned from that.
I'm just talking about men and women who try to hold on to people for beneficial gain. You know what I mean? Or manipulation, because they feel like without that person, they're going to be empty. You got to heal. You have to heal first.
Right.
You know what I mean? And figure it out. And it's okay to be like you said, it's okay to say, I'm not okay. You know what I mean? But at that point, you got to realize when you're indulging too much and when it's not benefiting your life because you're repeating habits and you you drain your battery. You're going to kill yourself trying to find peace, dealing with something that's not good for you. You know what I mean? You just gotta figure it out. I'm just saying, me as a man, like I had a lot of
we like the man. We like the man perspective.
I had a lot of examples of how a man should be and how a man shouldn't be growing up, and then I cultivated my own chaos to understand what I was doing and be like, nah, I didn't want this in my life. Facts, you know what I mean?
Facts.
And powerful statements. He dropped them last night.
Facts. Now, because we gotta talk about it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But
we gotta really right there. Cultivating my own chaos.
You gotta heal. You gotta understand that, you know, maybe having 5-6 different women at a time is not really good for you, bro. You gotta chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's because it's like those things ain't gonna really benefit you in the long run. You gotta figure out what in the core of your heart is really fucked up and face it. Don't be scared to face your demons, but you know, you're gonna win. You have to win those battles. You can't really just be like, fuck it, and give into the things that you think make you feel whole, and you still out here wilding the fuck out. You know what I mean? Chill. Take a second. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay to not be all right. Heal. Right. Figure it out. Figure out what's good for you. And if you got somebody in your life that you really love, you know what I mean? Don't fail to recognize that when you give that person all of you the blessings they're gonna give you in your life.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because when you water somebody and they give that reciprocated back, you know, y'all grow together. And you never know about it. Just even being in somebody's life wholeheartedly to inspire them or whatever, just being there without even having to do nothing, just the presence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And somebody can
means a lot. You can do for them. Yeah.
You have to find those things in life. And a lot of us go through our lives not finding it because we haven't figured out what it is in ourselves that hurts us to be okay, to love somebody wholly. Because if you Come on, man. How many times we got into relationships because the person gave us something that we lacked, and emotionally, you know what I mean, something that, you know what I mean, and when that's not there, we feel like less than. So you know what I mean, there's a problem there because you shouldn't depend on a person to feel whole. You're supposed to.
You can't. You can't depend on anybody.
We meet is 50-50, make 100. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I gotta be whole and you be whole and we make a new being. You know what I mean? We grow together. And even if that's not necessarily got to be a child, it could be a business. Y'all could be a power couple. It don't matter. You know what I mean? But it's just you find somebody, you lock in, and if it's right, it's right. You know what I mean? Don't fuck that up. But if you fucking it up because you're selfish, whatever. If you're fucking it up because you need to heal, figure it out and grow and do better. Because you know, a lot of us just had false examples of what love is growing up, and we made a lot of mistakes. And a lot of people on trying to figure it out. And it just be hard as a man to be okay with looking at myself in the mirror and being like, yo, I fucked up. I got to do better. You know what I mean? But
a lot of men can't. But you're absolutely right.
I'm a father. It's different. I got to do that. I had to do that back then and be like, nah, so I could be a better example. You know what I mean? Because our kids got.
Because you want to show your son
bro,
what he should be doing.
Regardless of what, if things are fucked up, how do we make them better? How do we grow? How do we do better to become the best version of ourselves so that way we can receive the love that we deserve? You out here fucked up in your heart and you dealing with fucked up situations that got you fucked up. Why are you doing that? Nah.
Right.
I mean,
it blocks your blessings though. That's what I'm saying. It just blocks your progression. It blocks your growth. You're not going to be able to find that thing you're missing because of that. So it's people put that in those barriers up themselves.
And I think that's why situationships have pros and cons, right? It works for the moment, right? You know, in between, whatever, you're not looking for a relationship, you're figuring yourself out, but it's knowing when to cut it off.
Yeah, because we talk about situationships.
And then move on and get what is meant for you in life.
That's the biggest thing is self-awareness. Self-awareness. That's the problem. And if you know you catching feelings, cut it off. Because you know this is not supposed to go there. If you know there's certain shit that you won't be able to deal with, then don't go down that road. Don't accept less just because you don't have no one else.
Exactly.
And you can't get nothing else if that's what you choosing to deal with. You're just blocking that
because I really believe the energy that you put out there is what you're gonna get.
Right.
You're gonna be faced with bullshit, but that's resistance. You know what I mean? But like, you gotta know when to duck that shit. You gotta know how to. You gotta really know who you are to know what energy you want to receive in your life. You know what I mean? Because we don't know right there and then. But when, like I said before, if you see the patterns, recognize the patterns.
Like,
I mean,
for you.
When my thing is, if I ask you, are you in a relationship? Are you married? Is there someone who thinks that you're there, man? Is there like I literally break it down that I have to cover every scenario just to see, because and then they tell me, oh, but I didn't lie. I was like, no, I got to be more specific. All right,
that's what you got to do. A lot of people
that's
that shit. You know what I mean? But it's fucked up. But that's what you got to do to protect your peace.
Right.
It's crazy when you have to ask that question. Is there a girl that thinks?
Yo, I have like 6 different scenarios I ask just to get an idea of what the real situation is.
You live with a baby mom, like
right? Do you still live with a baby mom who think you still with her, or do you stay in her couch? Like, what exactly is it? Who's fucking you right now? That's what I want to know. Right. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where it's crazy. And I wish that everybody was more honest and forthcoming with what's really going on. At least let me know. Let me choose what I'm willing to deal with.
Exactly. Say it up front.
No, not for nothing. Even if it's negative, you get more blessings when you're honest.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Even if it's fucked up, even if you did some Grammy fucked up shit, if you're honest, you're gonna get more blessings than if you lie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you don't even know how thorough the person you're dealing with is. That's gonna be like, all right, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers so worried about being lying. Fake and fucking lying and doing all this dumb shit. And it's like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep it thorough. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because it's harder to do that. But if you really you're gonna be real for me, and that's what it is. What it is.
Exactly.
Because at that point, if y'all honest with each other, y'all gonna make those decisions. An individual is gonna do what an individual is gonna do. You can't manipulate a person into doing what you want to do. A lot of motherfuckers try to do that. You know what I mean? But if you just gotta know
that's
who
narcissism and it's
you gotta know who you are.
Males and females.
Yeah, males and females.
That's gonna be a
real quick. I'm gonna bring it back to the situationships question. I need to find out. So, in any scenario, male or female, what happens if the partner calls you and asks you if you fucking with the other with their spouse or significant other? Are you telling them the person who's partner. Yes, the married couple, the other girlfriend, the main. Are you telling them?
This only happens to me one time in my life. I was not answering.
You didn't answer.
I don't have to answer you.
Fuego, did you answer the phone? Would you answer the phone, and are you man enough to say what it is?
You got to play your position. Are you willing to
exactly? That's why I'm not answering.
It's a code of ethics. You know what I mean? It's not about anything other than standing firm in your life. But yeah,
facts.
What's your principles? What's your principles? You gonna stand firm for the person you fucking with?
Right.
You know what I mean?
But what if you wanted? What if you wanted to be the main, and so you purposely fucked that up?
Let me tell you something. I know some very dope people in my life that have fucked up situations with a person they care about that has put them through the worst. You know what I mean? And all you could do is just be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't do nothing else than that. You know what I mean? But it's just like, what are you putting yourself through? You know what I mean? You got to make a choice. How much do you love yourself?
So you're not answering the call?
No, you play your fucking position. You play your position. Because you won't get that bitch ass whooped.
Right.
First of all, you from the precinct because she got her face busted. I ain't dealing with that shit.
Yo, if the spouse calls you, that's the end of the situationship. There is no reason that we going back to that. Yo,
do you think it's the end?
Yo, it's over. It should be. That should be the end.
Yes, it should be. But that don't work like that.
Hold on. So I had with my ex, the other chick called me.
Right.
And she was the side. She called me because she was mad. He was ignoring her call while he was with me. Right? So she
knew. She knew.
Oh, she knew the entire time. He lived with me.
Okay, so what happened?
So she called me and I see a number I don't know.
So you answered?
I didn't answer it at first. I don't answer unknown numbers. Okay. It was when it was the third time. That's when I'm like, oh, somebody got something to say. So I answered and she hung up. Called back. And niggas sitting right next to me. Yo. So when she was calling from a weird number and he's like, what's the number that's calling you? And he puts it in his phone and he's like, he took a deep breath. Mind you, this is something that we was already dealing with. And we was on the rocks at the time. So long ago. Okay. So with that said, I was still involved with the kids and everything else. He was in my house and I'm like, I think your bitch is calling me. He's like, nah. She know better. I was like, she calling me, my nigga. This is what you doing? All right. So I waited to the next call. Now it's the fourth or fifth call. Damn. Get the phone call. And she's like, she says, I'm fucking him. I was like, okay. You ain't telling me nothing I don't already know. What you calling me for? And she's like, oh, you fucking dirty bitch. And she starts cursing. I was like, you sound like you got a whole lot to say. You know where I'm at? Come see me. So she's like, because I wasn't getting mad. I wasn't getting mad. Then she's like, oh, I just wanted to let you know that he got me pregnant. I was like, that sounds like it's you problem, not a my problem.
Right. But you playing your position. She wilding out.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, that's a you problem, not mine. And then I'm like, yo, you got a whole she knew.
So then
I'm like,
you're not playing your position.
Exactly.
She said, oh, I was like, oh, so you paid for my breakfast this morning. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Right. And then she was getting more mad because I wasn't feeding into the anger, right?
Right.
So here's where she starts insulting me. She starts cursing me. I was like, yo, you got a whole lot to say. I'm a grown-ass motherfucking woman.
Right.
You got something to say, come see me. Matter of fact, you don't got to come see me because I know where you be at. I'll see you Friday. I showed up that Friday.
You did? And what happened?
So all his people was there at the time and niggas was like, yo, vouch. I was like, I don't come here. I don't bother y'all. I know y'all chill. Y'all know what's up. But the bitch called me. I'm here. Tell her to come outside.
Yeah.
Now you disrespecting me because I don't look for you.
Right.
I don't look for you. I ain't stupid.
You're definitely not wrong in that situation.
Facts.
You called me. I'm here.
This is what we're talking about when I say play your position.
Yeah.
Right.
All due respect to all situations. All disrespect to all these situations that you just mentioned. It's just about people not playing this position. If she knew, she knew.
She knew what it was.
Knew. She definitely knew. It wasn't brand new because she was always put on the side whenever I was involved.
Boy played the position right. He did it right because everybody knew. You feel me? She overstepped her boundaries.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because she knew. If there's something else, whatever, she's pregnant, there's emotions tied to that.
That's her problem.
Responsibility, life, all these things. He got to do.
It was a lie. She wasn't pregnant, but that's beside the case.
She wanted to get the rise.
She wanted the attention because she wasn't getting the call back.
This is when we talk about situations going bad. When I'm talking about all the shit I was talking about before, when this is about protecting your peace, you got to know who you're dealing with.
Yep. Because I'm gonna tell you that now. I've grown since then. I would never accept that type of situation, nigga. You want that bitch, go. I don't care. I'm not. Now I've learned from that, and that's one of the things.
And that's what happens as you get older.
I don't got it. Yeah, I know that, but it's just like at the end of the day, you gotta love and respect the person you with. If you're dealing with somebody and there's honesty there, and somebody crossed them lines, you acted accordingly. You feel me,
bro? At that point, I was already dealing with the back and forth with him for almost a year. I would say almost a year.
But that's not his fault.
And
he was dealing with somebody who was not playing their position.
It was his fault because he allowed that shit.
I don't know.
You brought that in here. You brought that. You brought that in because that wouldn't have been the situation if you was doing right. Right?
She's saying like this is someone that she was with a really long time. They separated, then they doing the back and forth thing, which happens, right? And in that
separated because he was playing himself.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to work things out, and you're still playing yourself, and then you telling me now you want this, but then you're still doing your dumb shit. I went through 2 years through the back and forth with that situation. Yeah. I've learned since then there's certain boundaries I'm not gonna accept. I don't have to. I know what I'm going to take.
But you know what? I feel like these things need to happen to us because we have a similar.
I don't need that shit to happen.
No, not now. But I feel like
I guess
these need to happen to us so then we can change our perspective on things and what we deserve. Create those.
I'm just saying. My thing is, if you choosing to be the side bitch, mind your business, bitch. For real. And stay in your lane. Exactly. Stay in your lane. Because if I'm the side bitch, I'm not calling her. I don't want your man. He just drops some dick off sometimes. That's it. Like, know your place. That's it.
Exactly.
Play your position.
That's it. You know what it was from jump.
If anything, I'm gonna tell him how to be better than you. You're welcome. The fuck?
You're welcome. You could have that nigga now.
But that shit is bad. Stop playing. Like,
right, it is bad. No, it's all bad all around. It's all bad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if that's the choice you're taking, right? If that's the lane that you playing,
right?
Stay in your lane, my nigga. Like, stay in your lane.
That's cool.
And vice versa, though, because this girl's like side niggas. Like,
stay in your lane. It goes either way. It goes both ways.
You know, you're not supposed to hit me up. Like, don't. I will talk to you when I talk to you, and I see you when I see you. That's it.
You got to be okay with what you're signing up for.
Yes,
exactly. That's where I go back to self-awareness.
Exactly.
You should know what you're not willing to do.
You got to write an NDA. You got to get some paperwork.
Right.
You violate the contract, I'm suing you. That'll keep it real quick. And if not, you're dub. It's over.
But certain situationships, people can't handle after a while because they feel like that you owe them something. Like you have to answer to them. You're not answering their calls. Why you're not answering me?
And that's the time to cut it off.
Exactly, because then it's
time to cut it off, bro.
There should be no reason why shit get crazy.
It shouldn't.
There should be no
reason
why.
It
if you guys conversate and talk,
you know what happens if you lying? That's when it gets crazy. When you lying,
right?
But what happens to people become they become jealous if they start to find out like, oh, you were other people, the possessive, like, but it's knowing your position. You could feel those things, but that's your problem.
If you start to feel that way, know when to cut it off. Know when to cut it off. Seriously.
Yeah, because a situationship is that you're not in a committed relationship. That means I'm allowed to be with whoever I want to be, out and about, chilling with whoever.
And if you don't want that, then what? Then step up and show you want more. Do more.
And it's not that simple, even though it sounds simple. People make it so hard.
No, I'm talking about for men. For me, it's like, bro, don't think you're gonna come out of that role. You played that role. That's what you is.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but men are possessive, so
it is, and that's the problem.
Yes. Figure it out. You know what I mean?
When I act just like you, don't be mad.
But men can't handle when we act.
They can't. They can't. That's the problem. It's giving you that bitter taste of your own medicine.
Hold on. I know what the button is now. I ain't coaching in my life. You gotta hold. Yo, I'm telling you right now, bro. You gotta protect your peace.
Yes.
Because all that shit you talking about right now, I don't want no parts of that.
Right.
You feel me? I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it because I want to wake up in the morning, go to work, and be everything all right. You feel me? I'm gonna go home with my family, be all right. You know what I mean? It's just unnecessary. Why but a lot of people like drama. A lot of people like to do that shit because it make them feel like there's purpose.
They live off of drama.
I'm good. I'm a Taurus. I ain't gonna deal with all that shit. I'm good.
Yo, don't get me started.
Let me take care of business. I'm gonna come home.
Some people just.
I'm a Taurus.
So I have a question though. So have you ever, in your past, ghosted a situationship because you just didn't want to have that conversation of like, this ain't going nowhere else?
No, it's not necessarily that. I've ghosted situations when a person can't respect what I'm saying.
So you just ghosted them? No,
because I've said all I needed to say and you don't get the picture. So it's at this point before having a,
I agree with that.
Before I have to get out of pocket, I'm just gonna disappear and remove myself from the situation because I don't want to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And at this point
I think that goes in every scenario, not just situationships.
You don't get it. I done spoken. You don't get it. Now I gotta ignore
just
you.
Be out.
And if you don't, if I ignore you and you keep texting me for a month every day straight at the same time every day, you blocked. And if it escalates, you gotta handle it after that. But that's just like I said. You can't be out here fucking with people's lives and fucking with people's playing with anybody's energy because the shit escalates to those points. You know,
I wish people respected that.
I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no cases. I don't want no problems. I'm good.
It shouldn't even be that. Like, this is the thing. There's gotta be a screw loose for people to escalate it to that, right?
Yeah. People will do it because they feel like they own you.
Nah, you don't own another motherfucking nobody.
They have that.
You don't have their head.
I agree. Yeah. But you can't tell a motherfucker who obsessed with you because the pussy good or whatever the fucking case may be. You know what I mean? They gonna get crazy, and you gotta checks and boundaries.
It's definitely gonna be another topic.
If you violate,
because that really does happen.
You gotta go.
Obsessed over the pussy.
I told you one time. After that, you don't listen. You gotta go because anything else, I'm entertaining it after that point.
Yeah.
And there's something wrong with me. I ain't dealing with that. Goodbye.
Yep.
100%.
Goodbye. I'm trying to cash checks. I ain't trying to deal with your bullshit. You know what I mean? For real. I can't do that.
And some people like the drama though.
Yeah, because they thrive.
It's the Six Flags ride.
It be
they
that.
Want that.
Like I get it. Trust me, I get it.
Because the toxic shit is exciting, like you said. It's toxic. It's okay. No, it's not.
But
it's really not.
Not
it's
to
fun.
stay in it.
I don't mind a non-toxic relationship. I don't care how people think that's boring or how think that's not fun. No, I like non-toxicity.
It's definitely not boring.
People think it is. I'm like, nah. You can find enjoyment in healthy relationships.
They haven't been through bullshit. Anybody who's be like, I need it because of this person. I like when a person get jealous.
Fuck that.
Fuck all that because you gotta fuck up.
Exactly.
If you need to make your spouse jealous so you can feel wanted, you got a problem.
And some people need, and that's how they don't understand that they need healing because they feel like they're missing something at all times and need to be validated all the time. That they're wanted, they're liked.
Listen,
they're missed,
until you've gone through bullshit, you'll never understand how much peace is precious. You never understand that
because jealousy is not cute.
I'm good. I'd rather come home, not climb in bed and have anxiety. You know what I mean? I'd rather come home and know that I'm a pillar in this relationship and be okay and know that I'm loved and honored for what I do and how I love my family. You understand? It's different. If you out here just fucking around, you're gonna cause chaos, bro.
You
need to heal. I don't give a fuck. If you're dealing with anybody, you need to heal. You know what I mean? If a person knows who you are and they expect more of you, you can't do it. Be honest, have that conversation. If they can't understand it or abide by the rules that you set forth, it's a dub. To stop trying.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You can't change nobody. You know, you can show them, you can teach them, but until they decide to do those things, they'll never be what you envision them to be. So if you decide to deal with somebody, you love them for who they are, understanding that they got flaws, and grow with them. At that point, 100%. You know what I mean? Because I ain't out here trying to fucking. I'm out here trying to fix myself. I'm trying to heal myself. I acknowledge my issues, and I've realized that these are my triggers.
And that's amazing of you because not a lot of people can do that.
Nah, but I'm talking about in general stances. Like it's everybody. Like, as a man, you know what I mean? Whether you've been loved properly as a child or you didn't get that, you have to understand what you want, what you need, and understand how to figure out how to get that in life. Not by destroying the people on the path of figuring it out, though. You know what I mean? A lot of us will burn down the whole fucking forest just trying to prove a point. because of pride and all that shit. And it's like, nah, that shit ain't gonna serve you at the end. It's not gonna serve you. You got to figure out how you're gonna nurture yourself, love yourself, move forward. If you're gonna deal with multiple people, be honest with them. If they decide to be there, they be there. If they don't play their position, remove them from your life.
Yep, because that's just gonna cause a headache later.
Yeah, if you got somebody that loves you,
that she problematic, why are you playing yourself?
Have uncomfortable conversations. If you with your person and they don't do what they need to do with you, and that's your person, you love them, instead of looking for somebody else to do that, talk to them.
And a lot of people can't.
Press them if you need to in the proper way, not disrespectfully, but have those conversations that are uncomfortable so you can grow through them. Because at least if we see each other in an equal space, we can agree to disagree, and it is what it is. But you gotta, as an individual, be okay with that.
Most people see my thing, like I'm a big person. I can agree to disagree. I don't gotta see everything your way, right?
Forward from that.
But the problem is that people think that's more about, oh, you're not on the same page. You always against me. I didn't say that. I said I don't see it your way. I'm agreeing to disagree.
If it's not malicious, that's how they're perceiving it because they're insecure about themselves in the situation. How they move.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
it's always about.
I know. Yeah, I've been in those situations. Like I know that's the problem. Stop telling me. You know what I mean? I'll be like that. But it's like, instead of acknowledging it and being like whatever about it, figure it out and move forward through the process. You know what I mean? It's going to be difficult every time. It's never going to be easy. Facing yourself is the hardest thing you can do in life, because when you're wrong, how can you tell yourself that you're not? Especially if you got pride. You got to really figure it out.
True story.
All the gems today.
It's the Hennessy. My bad.
Is it really?
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool.
And this is why I even though of course because of what you do, I wanted you here to talk about stuff that you do that we're gonna get into a little bit. But I know you for a long time, and that's why I wanted you here more, is because how intellectual you are and how in tune you are.
I just try to articulate
just real life shit.
I'm not that smart, but I'm smart enough. You feel me? I just articulate well.
But you know how in tune you are with just real life shit and just being real about it.
I mean, listen, I do music. I've been in music my whole life. My parents did music. I was grandfathered into it, and I didn't go to school for it. And I'm blessed to be able to stand and say that I've done it and accomplished the things I've done in my life. But with any pilgrimage you do, whether it's fucking fashion, building, fucking mechanic, whatever, the lawyer, whatever pilgrimage it is, it doesn't matter. We're met with resistance in life. And a lot of it is just a test to see if we're worthy of the things that we're destined for, if we decide to walk down those paths. You know what I mean? And when you're mingling with people and you're trying to find the person that you're supposed to go through life with and on a path, it's very difficult. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people ain't going to understand why you got to do what you got to do and what the reason you're doing it for. A lot of them will never see your vision and dream and understand.
But once you find the person that does see that with you, that's
you're good. But you shouldn't need anybody. You should be able to believe in yourself enough. And that's what we talk about, healing. The person that you decided to go through your journey in life with is supposed to be your rock and your anchor and support you. You support them and you grow together, you build, not some abusive shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it's just like in that, in growing in life, because music is very spiritual. You know what I mean? It's a pilgrimage. You just gotta, go through it to grow through it, like I said before. And like I said, things ain't sweet. We ain't rich yet, but we on the path to getting money.
There. You getting there.
I mean? And we've been able to do monumental things independently. You know what I mean?
It's so nice for me because I've watched you grow up literally, like from a young man to like an adult with a kid, now a dad. And
I've known you since I was like 15.
Yeah.
And I mean, shout out to Nate. You know what I mean? I love you, bro. Yeah, that's my family. You understand? Like, we in the same fraternity, everything, and that's even before college. You know what I mean? And then he introduced me to his group that he was dealing with, and they gave me a home very early in life. And when we don't, we all have love at home, but when they can't communicate that, we go outside to look for that as we grow. You know what I mean? And through my journey, this was a pillar in my life to being able to make me who I am. You know what I mean? Very early in my journey, so her brother is somebody that I hold very near and dear to my heart because he's known me from the gutter. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate you. Thank you. You know what I mean? But it's just like, with any pilgrimage, you know what I mean? It's a lot of uphill battles. You know what I mean? So whatever you do in your life, you just got to understand that if you believe, you can achieve. And you're going to fall on your face 1 billion and one times, but you can't look at it as a step back. It's a side step. You got to reroute to figure it out. You know what I mean? And,
exactly.
You know, so like, yeah, I mean, I'm self-taught in everything I do. I'm an audio engineer. I do music. I do cinematography. I own my own business. You know, my business is House of Fire NYC. I got
definitely go follow everybody listening.
Yeah, on Instagram, House of Fire NYC. My business partner, shout out to QU Amazing Most, Privy Life Music Group. I also work at Meth Lab Studio for hands-on entertainment music. You know, shout out to Hands and Meth. You know, I'm very grateful because without no schooling, I've been able to fucking stand the test of time and be able to do it. You know, and build a business and be able to show my son, like, you know, it don't matter. No, a piece of paperwork can't determine who you are so long as you just figure it out, because the universe is going to show you. You know, whether it's music or anything, it doesn't matter what medium it is. Just you got to do what your heart desire tells you that you have to do. Follow that calling. You know what I mean? And everybody in your life is going to tell you that you can't do it. But because your soul tells you you can, you need to. And life is going to show you everything that you like. It's an uphill battle. But if you feel it, you can't let that light dim. You know what I mean? So you got to go. And I believe that wholeheartedly because without that, I wouldn't have been able to get through the shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just found myself in a situation now where I have a lot of good energy around me. I have a good team. I'm working multiple facets. I'm in Staten Island. I got the Meth Lab Studio, 23 Sand Street. Meth Lab Studios. Shout out to Hands On. That's my guy. You know what I mean? We just finished the Meth Lab 3 album. Go stream that. Meth and Havoc about to drop a project. Y'all stay in tune for that. A lot of shit going on, and I'm just grateful to be in the room and learn, so that way I can apply that knowledge to my outside realms.
I'm waiting for your album to drop.
I got a lot of things going on right now. I'm working on a compilation tape. I'm working on a project to present to Hands, so that way we can figure it out. But even beyond the Meth Lab Studio, I have my own business in Ridgewood, Queens. House of Fire NYC. I partnered up with my boy QU Amazing Most. We have Privy Life Music Group, and our company is called World Block Ventures, building legacies of creatives. And what we're trying to do right now is just basically give independent artists the means to make them look mainstream so they can follow their route. Whether it's audio or it's video, we can provide both services, and we're just really cultivating right now. Just so that way, whether it's distribution or not, you know, artists really don't know what to do past the studio. And it's if we can give them the means to at least make them look like they signed, you know, they're going to pay for studio time anyway. Let's give them some energy, you know, so we really invest our time in just building with people and helping them on their personal journeys to be able to develop and grow. Because that's all the things that I didn't have growing up. You know?
How do you feel now that you're doing something that you actually love?
Oh, man, I mean, I had to make a decision in my life that, you know.
I mean, the way he speaks volumes.
Passionate. Yes,
I appreciate it. Because it's like, you know, if you're not going to live fully, don't live. You know what I mean? Like, I had to make a decision. I could have chose a good job. I'm smart. I fucking went to college. I did all that shit. But it's like, you really got to choose what you want in life, knowing that there's going to be consequences and there's going to be hard times. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to wake up every day. And if you wake up every day, you got to go. You got to figure it out. If you don't know when money's going to come, you got to find that money. You got to figure it out, create situations, build your people up. You know what I mean? Because you only as good as your weakest link. You know what I mean? And I want to make sure that everybody in my team is elite, because even with no schooling, people come to me and they ask me for guidance. So I'm blessed and I'm grateful for that. And it'd be hard because I go through my bullshit, my anxiety, my depression, my bullshit, and it's just keeping even. To know that there's a goal at the end is the hardest point, but you have to believe and go through that to grow through it, like I said before. So my whole thing is this right here. It's just like we're not given any handouts. So we create the situations where people look at us like we got them already. You know what I mean? We you know, you as the individual need to be as best as you can be. And we can provide that for you because it's about letting you flourish in a space that's comfortable and being creative. So that's very much what I do. It doesn't matter whether it's rap, R&B, hip hop, whether you're an actor, artist, you got a company, a business, you want to shoot a commercial, I can do it. You know what I mean? Because I've learned to do the things that people haven't been able to provide for me because I got fed up. And a lot of the times when you're given a short hand, you got to figure it out and you got to fight and you got to you know, go against everybody who's going to tell you that it's impossible, because if you believe it in your heart, you need to do it regardless. Be ruthless. And I'm grateful for that because I've succeeded thus far, and I've been able to be a good example in my son's life, and also an example for my tribe because they believe in me. You know,
100%.
Facts. You know,
definitely proud of you because you come a long way.
Thank you
for sure. And you know, I always tell you that, like, oh, you're doing your shit. Like, I swear to God, I be hearing this music. I'm like, this is so fire. Like, you need to drop this.
Right. And I'm like, nah, it's waiting. We stacking it. We packaging.
I'm like, no,
you know what I mean? Package your work. Artists, independent artists that is out there. If there's any independent artist that's listening right now, You know what I mean? There's a lot of gatekeepers out there, and we really just need to pave our own way. So learn to market yourself. Understand that independent is the way. And if you can meet with people who have platforms, network, build, do collaborations, and just really become the CEO of your situation. If you're out here looking for a deal, you know what I mean? That's your goals and dreams. That's cool. But give yourself the deal and move like you already have a deal. So that way, when that money comes across the table, you've already gone through the pilgrimage to learn what you need. So that way they can provide it for you. You're not selling your soul away.
And you know what I respect about you so much, and even in this conversation, right, with situationships, is that the fact that you always keep it real, even from a man's perspective, right? Acknowledging that you fucked up in life too, that you had to learn from them. And
that makes me better though.
Exactly.
I'm good.
And that's why I love
my failures.
Yes. And that's why I love our conversations, because you always keep it real.
Yeah. Because you survived through
them. And then you also connected to like the spiritual side of you, and how
I wish everybody was like that.
Exactly.
This
doesn't exist. It's so
right. Like there's so many.
I don't want to be here with a tiny fiddle, like, you know what I mean? But
let me tell you something. But you see what I mean, Val? Like
the whole thing is that goes back to what we were saying before with self realization, being able to evaluate yourself, being able to know who you are, being able to identify what it is, your triggers, what it is you don't like, do like it, and that's those are things that people lack, and they don't really,
especially in this generation.
Right. Yeah. I'm not too proud. I've been humbled enough to know that I'm just human. But in anything in life, if you ever read the book The Alchemist, you know what I mean, you gotta follow the omens.
I've read that too many times. Love it.
Right. I got like 6 copies of it. I'd be giving it away because of what it's done for me in my life. That, and As a Man Thinketh. If you ever come across that book by I can't remember his name, Alex something. Okay. It's a good book. It's shit, your thoughts forge your reality. You know what I mean? And you're the welder of that. So if you cultivate negative shit is going to be and it's going to exist. If you cultivate positive through negative,
absolutely.
Even if you go through shit knowing that there's a positive outcome, you're going to succeed.
You said As a Man Thinketh?
Yeah, it's a dope book. My father gave it to me. That's the one thing that he ever did in my life that was good for me. I give it up to him for that. You know what I mean? I love that nigga.
And then end it off. I love that nigga.
Yeah, you got to go through shit to understand how much you can endure.
Yeah,
true.
You know what I mean? I forgot what I was gonna summarize this whole shit up to, but
it's okay.
Let me tell you something. I listen. Pursuing music, right? Pursuing music there's no guarantee. There's no 401k. There's no health insurance. There's nobody's gonna tell you that, you're good, you're gonna make it. People will tell you that, but there is no fucking security blanket. So you really gotta just do it and go. And your network is your net worth. Meet people, negotiate, build, grow, because that's gonna help you later on when it comes time to make these deals. Because the only way you're ever gonna find out is by trying and doing. And you never know where that journey is gonna end up. You may have a goal, but that path is gonna take you on so many destinations.
100%.
You know what I mean? But you have to understand that all leads to the end result. And you might have been one thing, but you become 50 different things along that process, which make you better.
Yeah. And that's how I felt when we started this, right? When we talked amongst ourselves, like, hey, like I want to create a platform where anyone can speak. If they have trouble in their own life, they don't have no one to talk to, and just having a voice for women in general, right? When it comes to so many situations.
Like
and
reality,
what true is because the reality of it.
My mother raised me.
And
she married later on when I was a little older. So I'm grateful for my stepfather and his influence in my life, because he taught me how I needed to be better than my father. And I love my father for his lessons as well. But I was raised by my mom. My mom was thorough. She used to beat niggas up in front of me. You know what I mean? But so I understand that.
Shout out to your mom.
My mother, I love you. You know what I mean? She gangster, thorough. But it's just like, you know what I mean? Growing up as a man trying to fill a void, I've hurt, and I've learned, and I've been hurt. And I've learned that, the person that you decide to spend your life with, if they're precious to you, you have to treat them that way. Because like I said before, the blessings that they're going to grant you, whether they realize it or not, or that's their intention or not, is going to help you move forward in life and grow. You know what I mean? But you need that in order to complete everything else in life, because you don't want to be alone through this journey in life. You know what I mean? Some of us don't want to have kids and all that other shit, but it's cool. But nobody want to be alone. Nobody want to be alone though. Even if you like to be by yourself, you really don't want to. Go ahead, be by yourself, but don't be alone.
There's nothing wrong with it. Alone don't mean lonely. You know what I mean? That's the difference. People.
But as a human, you look for
I
that.
mean, you can still have relationships, you can still have friends, family, things of that nature, but alone don't mean lonely.
Yeah.
You know,
chasing music.
But as a human being, you look for that companionship.
yeah, there's certain levels that you want.
Right.
Yeah. Because you want to share your good moments with someone.
Right.
You know, you want to share your day with someone.
Yeah, but you need to be whole in order to enjoy any moment, period.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because then we go into this situation where we have situationships and motherfuckers' fucking lives up.
Right, exactly.
Okay with ourselves to be able to move forward and grow. And I've learned that fucking around only hurt me on my personal journey to be able to accomplish the things I need in life. You know what I mean? So until listen, I've left situations to be homeless for 3 years, and in those times find myself and get a record deal through Strong Island with Sony, and then even in that time get picked up by Meth and his label with Hands On to be able to show myself, improve myself, to be like, nah, pursuing these things, even though there is no degree or certificate, I'm able to stand the test of time and be in these rooms and change the course of history as we grow. You know what I mean? And that's anybody. If you do something in your life, you need to go all the way, because you never know who you might help along their journey. Right. So don't ever hold yourself back.
And that's how I think of it when doing this. Like, and I always say it to them girls too, like, even if we just help one person, we did our job.
Right. But when you expending your energy dealing with somebody who's not for you or only for beneficial gain, that diminishes your light, and you'll never get to ascend because your goals won't be accomplished.
Which I agree, and I've learned that the hard way.
That's the thing. It's where do people start learning that this isn't healthy for you? This doesn't help you grow. How do you move past this? When do you cut off that negativity and make yourself
hard for
move
people
forward?
You have to endure it to survive. How much are you willing to deal with before you decide to make a change in your life? You know, how much are you willing to deal with somebody who's not giving you whole? You know, you're better off being by yourself. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that either. Because you know what I mean? Because the person that you think is for you might not be.
Learning to be okay by yourself.
Learning to be okay with being okay.
Yeah.
First. And if you decide to fucking deal with somebody, you know what I mean? Accept them for who they are, not try to change them for manipulation gain, and know that if you give them your all, they're gonna give you their all. If they cross those lines, you dub them. But the one that will be there will be there. Don't hold so many expectations on people to honor you. The ones that will do it unquestionably, and you don't gotta ask. But if you hold so much weight on a person to honor you and they disrespect that, your world falls apart. So if you fuck up, that's on you. You know what I mean?
And I think that's what a lot of people have trouble with, is moving forward from someone disrespecting them. Like, be like the first time and cutting it off.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean?
Like the third time.
No, the first time, second time, 1,000th time, that you gotta reach a limit and be able to grow past. My thing is staying stuck, knowing it's not good for you, right?
Exactly that.
Now, there's so many people afraid of having to start over, afraid of being alone, afraid of being able to grow, but you're preventing yourself from being able to move forward.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that fear will stop you before anything. But it's just about giving up on yourself. Are you going to give up on yourself? Because there's 1,000,000,001 people out there that are going through situations right now where they feel like they're not going to make it through without somebody. You know what I mean? But just understand that you were born alone. You know what I mean? Out of the 1,000,000,000 people that could have been born in this place and in this realm, is your consciousness. So right there, you're blessed. You know what I mean? Now, learn to love yourself to a point where you're not going to depend on somebody. You know what I mean? And then when you do decide to meet with that person at a level place that they love themselves enough, and if not, you're willing to deal with that. If you're willing to deal with that, then you'll be all right. Because you're not going to try to be like, oh, well, I need to change this motherfucker to be who I envision them to be. Now you have
See, that's never going to work.
Exactly.
You need to find a person that you're willing to love and deal with for who they are. If you start trying to change for that you lost already.
Exactly.
You lost already. And if you don't like who they are, then don't fuck with them. Leave.
And I ain't got it all figured out. You're like, I be fucking up. You know what I mean? I'm good now. I'm better than I've been. But what I'm just saying is that I've fucked up in my life, and it's okay. You know what I mean? So long
but
as
it's only helped you learn to be better.
Exactly, because you got to know what you're willing.
Ain't none of us perfect. Ain't none of us perfect, right?
That's a fact.
It's just a matter of knowing yourself.
Right.
Knowing what's good for you.
You got to just, in those moments, recognize them for what they are, and then make that decision, and then be active in those, and be firm with yourself to allow that to be what it is. Because a lot of us would be like, I'm not gonna let that happen again, and then it happens again. because they allow those people back into their lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, they fail to see that it empowers them to stand firm.
Yeah, that's one thing. I think that's something. I don't know if it's a sad shape for me, but it's really, I don't go backwards. I don't like going backwards.
Yeah, but
this is what it is. I made my decisions.
If you've depended on somebody for a long time, and that's how your life exists, and going off on your own is very scary.
It is.
It is.
You know what I mean?
But it's necessary.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
And then when you've done that, you know what I mean? You'll feel better at the end of it, because it's always gonna be hard and scary. It's always gonna be difficult and scary to go to the unknown. You'd rather be fucked up and caught up in a situation you're used to and be okay and settle than go through harder times to be better later on.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? You gotta love yourself enough to know, you know what, I'm gonna put myself through hell to be better later. If that's what you have to do. You don't necessarily have to do that. You could just fucking dub everything and be better later right there in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But a lot of us are stubborn and we gotta learn the hard way. But you know what? You know, you gotta figure it out for yourself. Whoever you may are, whoever's listening, just understand that loving yourself is probably the hardest thing you can ever do. Yeah, and learning to be okay with being okay. Because I feel like
we're our biggest critic.
Yeah, because you always want to be better. But when you recognize your flaws, you can combat them and then grow from that.
Facts.
You know
Facts.
What I mean?
That's one thing I always say. I'm not trying to be better than nobody else, but I do want to be better than I was yesterday.
You have to be the best version of yourself. Because when you're done, when your time is expired on this planet, you know what I mean? Whether you're religious, spiritual, whatever it may be, energy does not die. It just transcends it. Your soul is energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? What's going to happen? We don't know. You might get recycled and brought back. You know what I mean? You might ascend. But you know what? If I'm going to go, at least I live my life in my heart knowing I made the decisions that were true to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I deadass had that conversation last year. Facts.
Shout out to Fuego.
It's the Hennessy.
Coming with the fire.
For the good of the bad. Yes.
Okay.
For the good of the bad, I'm happy for every decision I've made. Good or bad. It doesn't matter. I'll accept my mistakes just as much as I accept my gains. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm always going to be me, regardless of what anybody thinks. You may not like it, but it is what it is.
Right. And that's okay.
Exactly.
Because not everybody's going to be for you. And you got to be okay with that. You can't people please. You know what I mean?
And that goes in any type of relationship. Family, friends, your partner, spouse. It don't matter. It don't matter.
If somebody's upset with you, that's not going to define you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to stand firm and have respect for yourself.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. And that's what I've learned throughout the years too, right? You have to respect yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Is there any situationships that we left out, or we hit everything? Because I know that we were a whole bunch down. Situationships could be on so many levels. So
yeah, I know. We was going we was wilding out just now. My fault.
Nah, we kind of went in a different level. We went different way, but
no, I like where it went. Yeah. I love where it went.
I love the conversation, right?
Yeah.
I had a couple other things, but I don't think it I don't know if I want to go into that, but it's fine.
No, you can get into it. We still have some time before he.
I had letting them record you, and are you doing oral?
Okay, yes. So
those were the two that I was
awesome. I'm glad
I had left written down. But yeah. So recording pictures, like in a situationship, do you allow or have you recorded yourself fucking this person?
Yeah.
I've been on both sides of the fence. I've done it and I've not done it. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you know, it's just
okay. So when you've done it,
I'm listen, if you are being mischievous in your life, you should not have no evidence. If you were living your life, live your truth.
Right. If you being mischievous,
you know,
no evidence. Okay.
Stop fucking around. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. Stop doing bad shit because I'm trying to be better. You know, I am being better. Let me correct myself. But it's just like this. Like, you know what I mean? There's just certain lines and certain things that are ethical that you should just know and not cross. You know what I mean?
I've recorded in situations.
Yeah, of course I have, because Shorty wanted it. You know what I mean?
She wanted it, or
she wanted it. I was willing to indulge.
If I want to record, I'm gonna record, and I'm gonna have you record it on my phone, so I have it for me.
That's what I was to say.
So you
were you recording on your phone or her phone?
If she wanted the video, it was on her phone.
Okay.
Because I'm not showing my face.
So you never show your face in
Hell no.
No face, no case. That's it.
Cut me a check. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
But it's just like, you know, there's levels to everything. You know what I mean? You got to know what the person that you're dealing with is willing to, how far they're willing to go.
I feel like for situationships, there shouldn't be videos.
There shouldn't be videos.
There shouldn't be videos. No. Why?
Nah, you bugging because hold on. Here's why. Because it's fun.
You bugging.
Not for them though.
No,
like for us.
No. All right. Hold on. If you're in a situationship, okay, whether you are the side chick, whether you're someone you're just dealing with, whether it's no other relationships involved, it's just y'all not official. It's still fun. And recording it is.
I think the videos are okay if you trust the person. Like
right. I'm not saying I'm recording that. No, that's weird.
Let me ask you a question.
All right, go ahead.
It depends on who is the one who is the initiator. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who's the lead in this?
I'm the lead. When it comes to recording,
is it the person when it comes to relationship? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. My question is this: you're in a relationship, right?
Right.
But you got the side piece.
I'm not recording.
He wants to record you. You're recording it on your phone.
Nah.
Nope.
Negative.
You're not doing it, right?
No, not at all.
If you're the one, if you're the side piece and you're the one who's initiating,
I'm recording it.
You're recording. See, there's levels to everything.
There's definitely levels to it.
Because
right.
there's certain lines you shouldn't cross.
Right.
Respect and ethic. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right. Because niggas.
But are you so now because I have a standard? If I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to record on the adverse side, right? Are you allowing them to record you?
Yeah.
If you
are you
got to take the lead on that because you have control. You have
all right,
more
but
to
what
lose.
if the girl told you was like, yo, I want to record you?
Fuck out of here. Oh yeah, no, it ain't happening because I got more to lose. It's not happening. You got to respect yourself. And furthermore, if some bad shit go down, you're gonna use that. I'm good.
Right. You gotta know. I agree. I agree with that. However,
now.
Right. However, I just think that it's also knowing the type of person you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing
right.
You should know.
Yeah.
Like,
you should know the person.
like I'm not gonna wild out. I just want to see what I want to see what you see, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. That part.
I mean?
But you just got to know the type of person you're dealing with.
And what was the second one you mentioned? I forgot.
Oral.
Okay.
Are you going down?
No, bro. This one
on someone who's just a situation.
Not everybody deserves oral.
Not everybody deserves oral.
Not everybody deserves oral. You just not for the women. You shouldn't be out here just sucking every nigga's dick. Like you should not.
Shouldn't.
Same thing for the men.
Yes.
Same thing for the men.
Not be out
hold
here.
on. If I can't, hold on. My thing is, if I can't trust you.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Out of here.
If I can't trust you to go raw, I'm not trusting you to go in my mouth.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, people be out here doing the most. Like, I get it, right? You're mad sexual, right? You do whatever.
Fuck that.
All these things. But when it comes to oral, that's not an everybody thing.
Right.
That is, it shouldn't be an everybody thing. But there's a lot of women who do it for every nigga. Like, why?
Yeah, which is crazy. Like, I don't know.
I feel like there's levels to what you would do.
I'm not a girl.
No, but you're saying even in the other way.
Oh no,
for men.
For guys, different. Like most niggas don't eat pussy.
Nah, it's not true.
Most niggas don't eat pussy.
That's not true.
I'm not saying I don't.
No, I'm saying no. You said most. I'm telling you right now, most niggas do. They won't say they do.
That's true. That's true.
All right, I stand corrected.
Yeah, that's true.
But I know most motherfuckers don't do it because
there's some who don't. There's children who don't. Right, you're right. However, because first of all, if you fucking with me, head is mandatory. Right. With that said.
I had to hit the button.
But with that said,
but you just shouldn't be fucking with just anybody.
Absolutely, which is why I don't.
So if
that's the thing,
if I'm not gonna fuck with you, right? I'm not gonna fuck with you if I can't go crazy. I'm not gonna do. If I can't be nasty with you, I'm not gonna be nasty with you. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to touch you.
That.
If I feel like I can't, I'm not just gonna fuck the fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm grown. It's different. You know what I mean?
I might. The thing is, if it's just somebody that I'm just dealing with, it's like I might just get it wet. You know, I might stroke it a little,
right?
But I'm not putting it in my mouth.
That person, you're gonna get nasty with that person. No, then don't do it. Then don't do it.
Like
if you're not going to break that motherfucker, don't do it.
There's levels to it because there's certain things that you earn. Also, like first early in the relationship. Let's say, okay, let's X out situationships from this conversation for a second, right? Okay. When you're building a relationship and you're dating someone, you don't. The first time you're intimate with each other, you may not go all in. You may not know what it is. You may not be as their comfort level there, right?
On the same aspect, most people will do all the other shit instead of fuck. You know what I mean? Most motherfuckers will fuck and not suck dick, but a bitch will suck dick and do all the other shit instead and not fuck. You know what I mean? Like this.
I've gotten head and not given anything.
Right. Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
It's happened.
Right. It depends on who you're dealing with. It depends on, you gotta know who you fucking with. If you want to do it that much, if you want it, you shouldn't be fucking with nobody you ain't trying to break.
Yeah.
Right.
You're trying to live your life and experience things. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to do shit just frivolously. Just because
I feel like I've learned that. Like, if you can't be fucking people that they're not open to what you're open to.
I'm not.
I wouldn't say entirely. Like, there's levels to this. Certain people who have certain levels to it, right?
Yeah. Because
if there's a compromise,
I'm trying to make sure, like, I'm satisfied. Then, if I'm trying to fuck,
right.
So if you're not on the page with me of what I like, what's the point?
That's where I think a lot of people need to be more selective on where they fuck, because there's certain conversations you should have before you go, oh, come through, let's get, I don't know you, bro. Like, I need to know what turns you on. What do you like? I gotta feel a vibe. It's a vibe, and if that vibe ain't there, you can't catch that.
Yeah, because you don't have that sexual connection with everybody.
No, you're not supposed to.
You know what I mean?
You're not supposed to.
You shouldn't.
Anybody. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta be. I mean, you can, because it's a free world, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Yeah. So then that goes to, right? Because when girls giving head, right, they goes to this conversation. You're not giving the Gawk 3000.
Oh, I'm not. See, I think I spoke to y'all about this. There's levels to it, bro.
Like a nigga that you really but you're giving that to somebody that you actually care about.
See, my man will get the balls licked. My man will get the coming out. My man will get my man will get more than I would give any other nigga that I'm just dealing with.
It's just different levels. Some people you're comfortable doing things with, some people you're not comfortable.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so it comes down to the situationships that you have with someone that you actually care about, right? And that you're in tune with each other,
right?
And you're on the same page. Then it's
still a level to it. There's still certain things I hold back.
For me, it's like, if I'm on the same page with you, I'm connected with you, and you're on my nasty level, I'm with it. Right. But if it's a regular shit, like, nah, you're not getting.
See, I don't. The thing is, I don't want you leaving your situation. I don't want this to be more than what it is. There's a certain level I won't pass.
So they can no. Exactly.
No, unless I'm really feeling it.
Exactly.
Unless I'm really feeling it, it'll
be wrong.
Play your position. That's why. If you can't play your position, you gone.
Then this is why I don't do it. Like, nah, fuck that. All right, then deuces.
No, you need to wild out.
Then deuces.
They're gone.
On every nigga though?
No, not. But you're not supposed to be fucking any nigga. You're supposed to have the nigga that you want.
No, hold on. If you got a side bitch, you think she only fucking you?
No, but if y'all got a genuine relationship, y'all be genuine with each other in the moment, because it's about regulating energy. If y'all got an understanding, y'all got an understanding. You know what I mean? If she nasty with you and she can't be nasty with her nigga because he a weirdo, she gonna be nasty with you. It is.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
If she's connected with you on that level, right, and you're in tune, like, of course, 100%.
I done did bitches and sent her home. Like, go ahead, teach him that what I taught you, and that's what. You know what I mean? Because because it's I don't give a fuck. Nah, because if you're not gonna do enough for an experience, don't do it. If you're gonna waste your time, don't waste my time.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Deal with you. If you're not.
This is why.
Unless
if you can't nurture, if you're gonna do the situation, you got to nurture it a certain way.
Unless I want to. If I don't want to, it is what it is. But if it's a situation where it's like, boom, this is what it is, and it's reciprocated and it's good, we have our understanding, it is what it is, you move forward and you figure it out. You know what I mean? Because we talk, everybody's different. Some motherfuckers like what they like, some bitches like what they like. It is what it is. Y'all gotta find that together. But because they are looking for that outside their relationship, they wrong all the way. But they just got, if that's what you're gonna do, be honest, do it. But
I feel like for women, they're not gonna do that for every nigga. They're gonna be different.
You don't have to, because everybody's different.
It's gonna be.
You're not gonna be one with
different level.
Some niggas don't deserve the Gawk 3000.
You shouldn't be fucking niggas that don't deserve anything. Then stop fucking niggas that half deserve anything. wrong with you?
That has deserve it. Nah.
I kind of want him. I kind of want to show him what I got. No, what are you doing? Nah, if you're not wilding out, I'm not wasting my time because I'm giving you all my energy.
Heard you.
How you giving them all your energy if you fucking with somebody else?
Because if you fucking with me, it's fucking with me for a reason. If you coming to me to fuck with me, if you got a man, you coming to me for something. So I'm giving you what you want and then some, so that way you could go home, be at peace.
So if you the side nigga, you giving her all your energy.
I'm giving her what she lacking,
right?
Which is whatever that may be. I'm not saying I do that, but I've been in that situation. So
right.
I play my position. If I know
what if it's not the cock that you need,
then I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna.
So she's not reciprocating the head that you're giving.
If I'm wilding on you and you're not wilding on me, I'm not dealing with you because you're abusing me. I'm not doing it. You just
you there for a reason. That's it.
Unless I'm like, no, I want to please you and I enjoy pleasing you because it empowers me. You
ain't
gotta do nothing because that's my choice. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Not expecting nothing back. But if we're mutual at this point and you know what it is after all that's done said,
I think that's more of long-term situations that you already know that energy's there. Then you might be able to go there.
If it's not
over 6 months is a long-term situationship.
If it's not a situation, it's a fling.
But do you think so?
There's no rules in flings.
I think
there's some rules in flings.
You don't talk about what you're really into though. I think it's just like it is what it is.
I feel like in the moment it is what it is. In the moment it is what it is. Because in the moment you can measure how crazy you could get if you know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Some people test boundaries. Yeah, right.
I didn't say everybody know what they're doing. A lot of people have sex, but they don't know how to have sex.
Facts.
Yeah, that's true. You're supposed, but you also don't need to learn the person. Also, there's things that you need to learn from that person. I think energy, you feed off of that. Not everybody how to please initially.
You don't not have that sexual connection with every single person. Yeah. Like you could fuck somebody and not have that sexual connection. Like, damn, I'm really into you. Only certain people you do. Like you really on the same level. Like, damn, you really like know what I like.
That's because you're not supposed to be fucking everybody.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's not today's world. These children out here fucking everybody. That's sad.
But they don't
know how to be more selective.
Go through the growth. They gotta figure it out. Listen, you was blindly in love at one point in your life, and there was nothing in this world that you wouldn't have given up for your person when you was at that point.
I agree with that.
Until you
I agree with that.
Until you've been through some shit. Then you learn how to measure yourself. And then you give yourself again, thinking that person gonna love you because they fucked up. But if you show them how much you love them, they're gonna love you more. They don't work like that. You know what I mean? You learn through experience. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you gotta figure it out. And a lot of people out here just jumping into things with no rule book. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have to go. There's growing pains. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, one thing that we need to teach everybody, experienced and not experienced, is know who the fuck you are, know what make you tick, know what don't make you tick, and walk with respect. And if the person you're dealing with is not giving you that, they're dub. They're dub.
Facts.
And you can't try to hope and wish for anything better than what they're giving you at face value.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because then you're just wishing for hopes and dreams, and you're gonna end up fucked up and abused after that. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? Love yourself enough to know what you deserve. That's the most important thing before you deal with anybody. You know what I mean? You just look up for sex, just know it is what it is, and that's what it is. Ain't nobody saying that that's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. But both of you have to be on the same page when it comes to that, right? And know, like, okay, this is where we at.
You be an adult.
Even if you have, a friendship and you connect on that level, you have to make sure you're on the same level at the same time. And then if one of you starts to, catch feelings or whatever it might be, you have to communicate that. Right. And the other person could not.
My thing is, that's okay. Don't be afraid of rejection. Here's my thing. There's a double-edged sword there because you want them to communicate, but then people can't handle the truth.
And some people can't handle rejection.
Right. And that's another thing that's a big issue. You have to learn to be okay with them not feeling the way you feel. You're gonna be hurt, it'll pass. It's all right.
I agree with you, but there comes a point in your life where enough is enough and you need clarification. And upon receiving that clarification, if you go for that, you need to make a decision.
Yep.
You can't have nobody feeling bad for you if you choose to be in a situation that's fucked up in your favor.
But what I see sometimes happens though, right? Where people
I don't feel bad for you.
But what I see sometimes happens is people in relationships, right? They have a whatever sex life they have with their partner. Sometimes people are afraid of being open about what they're really into, right? That they feel like they're gonna be judged from who they're with in a relationship because they know that they're not going to be into it. And then they seek someone else to then create a situationship where they know they can get sexually satisfied with the things that they like. Right. And how long is that supposed to last?
Right.
Because I feel like at some point you have to be realistic with yourself and bring it up to the one that you're in a relationship with.
Yeah, that's what you want.
That this is the things that I want or I want to try.
That
because what's going to happen the rest of the
individual.
But and, yeah,
you know what I mean? Because if you're going outside to break up a happy home to get you know, because you like to get your nuts licked a certain type of way, you fucking moving wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to communicate.
Talk to your partner.
Right, because there's some nasty shit she probably want that you can't do because you're insecure. You know what I mean?
You think it comes down to insecurities?
Yes, of course it comes down to insecurities. Because how much do you love your person to be whole with them? You know what I mean?
So are you willing to try anything that your girl's like, hey, I want to try this?
I'm willing to try anything within means of respect of myself.
Facts. You know
I mean?
Okay.
If you're willing to violate my respect, I'm not gonna do that. And I'm not gonna say anything other than that because it's like, you know, everybody has different levels to what is into them.
Right.
I mean, I like what I like, you like what you like. We could talk about it. If it's not gonna happen, it's cool. But if you're gonna abuse me past that, then it's a dub.
Yeah.
I mean, you should not have to sacrifice your integrity because of anything. If it doesn't work for you, y'all find a happy medium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can't handle that, then you got to let that person go.
So if you're a freaky freak, you got to find someone who's equally freaky freak.
Or willing to understand that and be okay with that. Or willing to be okay with those things.
I'm talking about me. No, I'm saying because there's certain levels that people won't pass, and if you want to be satisfied with certain things, you got to find someone who's comfortable with that.
And then, okay, I think this is the thing that I run into, right? Because I'm single, but at the same time, like I literally stay to myself majority of the time, right? And niggas be like, "Oh, you be doing the most." Like, nah, you have no idea. I really just be home watching fucking Netflix after work. Like, I don't be out here, right? And I think it's more because like I know that I can't find that specific person per se to fulfill the things that I am really into, right? I could just have one, you know, whatever sneaky link, but not for me to really be open to that. I'm hesitant to, because not everybody, and I know this, and we've had this conversation, like not everybody is that open to how open I am. Right. I'm very selective on who I even let know that stuff.
Right.
Sacred.
You know what I mean? Makes sense.
It's
so
sacred.
Yeah.
Your personal is your personal.
Exactly.
What are you trying to get at though? Like, what are you?
What's the, right?
I don't know where I was going with that.
I get what you're saying.
He's like, but where you going? Like, I see you leading us down the road, but where is it leading to?
It came back to me. This is why I don't really have full-blown situationships, is because like you know what I've learned? I'm comfortable being alone, right? I'm comfortable. I don't have to have a person. And that comes with experience and going through bullshit, right? And you have to learn how to love yourself. And I've gotten to that point.
I would agree with that.
Right? I've learned how to, like, I can go to movies by myself. I can go eat by myself. I can do all these things for myself. Yeah, if I want company, right? It's because I choose to do that. Right. Not that I have to do that. Right? For a relationship, if I ever get into one, is because I choose to do that. Not that I need a relationship, because I take care of myself.
You grew up though.
But any time that I give a person is a lot for me. It's like I'm giving you my energy, right? It's because I care for you.
Right.
And that in that aspect.
Not that I need you, is that I want you. And there's a big difference.
Like, I want you in this realm. I respect you. I connect with you on this level. I'm not giving that to just anyone. And that's a fact. I'm not. And what I hate is that a lot of men, right? Of course, because I'm sure it happens to you, be in the DMs like, oh, I'm sure you got mad niggas in your DMs and you giving into it. Like, y'all be mistaken. I literally believe
it's not even that serious. It is never that serious.
It's not that serious. I don't need to always find a person that I need to have sex with every day. But in a relationship, of course, right?
You're gonna make sure want you, and because you ain't giving them play to be pressing you because what you're doing, because it's about ownership.
Exactly, and it's not that. And it comes down to what you were saying before, is like loving yourself, respecting yourself, knowing what you're gonna accept and what you're not gonna accept.
Yo, unless I'm dealing with you on a day-to-day basis, while I'm like dealing with you on a day-to-day basis, should I only be concerned about your whereabouts, pressing you about it? Like, yo, you okay? What's going on? Because you're my person.
Yes.
You know, anything else past that, unless it's concern, and you're overstepping boundaries, that shit is obsession. Can't deal with that.
Yeah, because then it comes right back to where we're saying. When situationships, you got to know your role.
Right.
Know your role. That's what it always will come down to. Know your place,
people.
Know your role.
That's it.
Know where you stand. Right.
But yo, fuck situationships. Love is beautiful. You know what I mean?
Love is beautiful.
Don't be
connecting with someone.
I've been in love. I've been hurt, and it doesn't prevent me from being able to love again. Right.
And this is why I love being friends with you, is because that we're on the same page.
Right.
Even when we've been hurt, we're still not against the thought of love, right? Because
I love it though, because it's an experience, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid of going through the experience again. I'm not afraid of getting hurt again. I'm not afraid of loving again. However, I'm not going to lower my standards. I'm not going to accept things I'm not willing to accept. Exactly. And the problem is, the shit that you feed in me, I'm not going to eat it. So therefore, I'd rather be by myself than eat the shit you're trying to give me.
Right.
Exactly.
Until I find a nigga that I'm willing to, that accepts my standards, that I'm willing to see, okay, let me see this vibe. I'm catching a vibe. 100%. I want to get to know you more. I want to do this more. I want to do that more. And let's see where that grows. And if I get hurt, I get hurt. Right. But I'll do it again. I would do it again. I don't regret any decision I've ever made in my life.
Exactly. Because you never know,
good or bad,
when it could be that time, like, this is it, like, for the rest of your life, right? So you have to take risk. And that's what life is about. But I really, honestly, this conversation was fire today.
Yeah,
and you dropping mad gems today. Appreciate that. With situationships, you know, if you want to email us, tell us about your situationship. If you didn't want to talk about it live, we'd love to read it. Love to get into any song that you want to share, because Fuego got some fire.
I got a lot of music right now. I don't know. I can't even release nothing because it ain't copyrighted yet. Listen,
anything
let me tell you something.
Anything
we got. You could play the Don't Know joint. So I had a little
play it for me.
I don't have my phone on me.
Take it off the charger.
You got a plug?
Yes, right here.
Yeah.
Hold on. So
you just won't get to hear me. Go ahead, do the intro.
We're not gonna be able to talk. Val's not gonna be able to talk for a second, but that's okay.
All right. So yeah, basically,
Fuego's gonna play a song.
We working on some stuff. We trying to build. Let me get some stuff right here. We got all the artist curation services you guys need. Pro Tools, Auto Tune, all that good stuff. We got cameras. If y'all need a one-stop shop to get what you need for artist development, we can provide that for you. We're at the Meth Lab Studio, 23 Sand Street, right off of Bay Street. If not, we also over on 1639 Century Street in Ridgewood, New York. We have 2 locations. You know, great engineers, great producers. If you guys need artist development, let me see what I got over here. This is a collab joint I got with it ain't been released yet. This is my boy YO featuring me. Called How Many Times. I'm gonna drop this one real quick. This is unreleased yet, so y'all get a sneak preview.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. How many times? How many times? How many times did he slander you? How many times did he care for you? How many times was he there for you? Oh, baby, yeah. He took you for granted, Now you on your phone, now texting your whole line, I will get back to you. Oh, no, baby, you in trouble. Don't rush it, baby, get up out that ball. You blushing when I call you not for something. Did your line at like 3 in the morning? You telling me, baby, you want it. What you doing, baby, girl, come over. We can go watch a movie or something. Or we can make one undercover. You a diamond shining in the rough. If he told you that you not enough, you enough. Now he ain't getting your love, You all on the media crying your heart out. You saying you don't want no love, but baby, I'm calling your bluff. You calling me, telling me just let me into your heart. We can make a movie, I said, baby, we can make a movie, oh baby. We can go far. Out of the sunset, baby, I don't want that. Baby, no rushing. Oh, how many times? How many times did he slander you? How many times did he care for you? How many times was he there for you? Oh, baby, yeah. He took you for granted, Now you on your phone, now texting your whole line. I will get back to you. Like, how many times? How many times did he slander you? How many times did he care for you? How many times was he there for you? Oh, baby, yeah. He took you for granted, Now you on your phone, now texting your whole line. I will get back to you.
just want somebody she could trust. If you wanna give you my love, left alone you lost the feeling stuck. Make you feel like you was not enough. We don't see no hoes that get money all day, but if you wanna build it, we pay. Hard left on and stained, and I ain't got time for no games. Whatever you want, you know we could do. Sit under the sun, I don't make a movie in a jacuzzi. I make it juicy, but it's exclusive. Bottom line, we ain't got time for no games. How many times you give your heart to the slave? Can't do things the same and expect it to change. Gotta take a chance of love.
How many times did he slander you? How many times did he care for you? How many times was he there for you? Oh, baby, yeah. He took you for granted, now you on your phone line, texting your whole line. I will get back to you. Like how many times?
That's fire. I feel like that fits within what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's why I play.
That's fire. That's fire. Play a little clip of something from you because I love your music. I think your shit is so fire.
Yeah, I got we working on a project right now. It's called Heaven of Hollywood. Really try not to go crazy releasing too much music, but we got a lot of archives.
Don't put it.
I don't want to play that record. It's not a representation of who I am.
So what's the other one? That's on Apple.
That's I'm gonna drop some new shit. We're gonna play a sneak preview. I got you.
Appreciate
I got you. This is a freestyle. I ain't write it. It was just off the head. We was having a vibe. It's called Bossed Up.
Okay.
New exclusive.
Ain't no love in the city where I'm from. You know, when I go, I'ma go. Yeah. So I go till I get no more. You know that I had a boss up, I came up, climbed up out the slum. Ain't no love in the city where I'm from. You know that I bossed up, I came up, climbed up out the slum. Ain't no love in the city where I'm from. Every day you gotta hustle if you coming out the jungle. Gotta get it on the double, every day it was a struggle. Can't let nobody get next to me, they be trying to get the best of me. Draining my energy, they know that I got the sauce, so they wanted to steal the recipe. No, I can't have that. For the family, I gotta stack mad racks. And I'm all about my money with a cash at. Need my stock to go up like the NASDAQ, get it? I was living a shitty situation, gritty. I leveled up and put myself on. Tell me what will you do when you're back on the road? You either gonna give up or you go hard. I'ma go war. I keep them all times that we win it. Everything I needed, I get it. I grind, go get it. I'm running this route like I've been on a mission. Gotta go through it just to grow through it, just to get through it. Had to stay focused. When you from where I'm from, only way is up. And the way my friends, I won't give up. I came up, climbed up out the slums. Ain't no love in the city where I'm from. You know that I bossed up. I came up, climbed up out the slums. Ain't no love in the city where I'm from. You know, all I know when I go, I'ma go. Yeah. So I go till I get no more. You know that I had a boss up, I came up, climbed up out the slum. Ain't no love in the city where I'm from. You know that I bossed up, I came up, climbed up out the slum. Ain't no love in the city where I'm from.
Shit is fire. Nah, can y'all hear me?
Nah, that was definitely fire.
That was
nah,
that was definitely fire. First of all, you came in saying all she want is someone she could trust. In that first song, that's the first bar. All she wanted is someone she could trust. I was like, oh my god, I love it.
Exactly. He's downplaying how fucking
nah.
is. I swear to God.
Hold on. First of all, tell me where I can find you, where I need to follow, where can I stream your music.
Yes.
Yeah, you just need to go check me out on Instagram, House of Fight NYC. My artist name is Mike Fuego. You can find me on Spotify, all streaming platforms. Shout out to my team, Privy Light Music Group. The company's called World Block Ventures, and we over at House of Fight NYC on 1639 Century Street. And you can also see me at the Meth Lab Studios on 23 Sand Street. Shout out to Hands On Music Entertainment. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? It's a lot. You know, I don't really drop a lot of stuff because I know,
but I wish you would because I be obsessed.
No
his songs be so
Mike Fuego,
fire.
You said, right?
Yeah, that's my artist name.
Your songs be so fire.
Yo, your brother gave me that name, by the way, Fuego. When I was
Did he really?
Yo, I was pledging for my fraternity in college. Shout out to our brother Nate. My boy Nasty. But when I was in college, we pledged, and they give you your pledge name depending on your personality.
Yes.
Niggas was gonna call me Pyro, and the nigga was like, nah, you got call Fuego, and it stuck. You know what I mean? 10 years later, you know what I mean? So
you are fired.
Yeah, because it's my heart. You know what I mean? We gotta win. And I ain't gonna give up. So I appreciate y'all.
I wish that you was more amped about your own shit. Like when I hear it, I be like, yo, because this
shit
is so fire.
You gotta understand. I've been engineering 12 years of my life, self-taught, and there's a lot of wonderful talent out there. So I know that the potential of the people that I work with.
But I need you to come out with an album.
I am. I'm working on it. But you know what the problem is? Is a lot of people do music and there's no destination. There's a shot in the dark. I got a target right now, so we got to move calculated. Merchandising, packaging, everything that we can do right now is to be able to show a foundation so what I could showcase to my clientele. Me working with my team and the people that I'm, that we've been doing this for a while now. When we put our stuff out, it'll be able to showcase to independent artists what you can do independently. So look mainstream. And with the network that I'm tied in with now that is somewhat mainstream, I can be able to, help people. We got to create residual income and build a foundation where we can survive off of this and take care of our families. So I keep it low because I work with a lot of great people, but I know the power in what I do. And it's just about having it right before I launch it.
You are definitely talented. And I want to give a big shout out to you. Appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
Appreciate you even.
It's a good combo.
Fuego has so much knowledge. He has so much knowledge, especially on every kind of on level, like spiritual, real life, music, and that's why we vibe so well. And I respect your honesty and respect that your artistry and how your hard work of still pushing through, regardless of what life throws at you. Respect to you 100%. Thank you for coming through. We love you having on. We love you to come back. Thank you for having me. Of course.
Got you.
Shout out to everybody listening in. That tuned in.
Shout out to my team. Thank you guys for having me. RP Ryder, RP Bebo. Shout out to Mev. Shout out to Hand. Shout out to my partner Q. You amazing man. Shout out to Greasy. Shout out to everybody at S3 Media. There's a lot of people that help build the foundation that we build, but it takes a tribe and it takes a 100%. Village. And I appreciate everybody that's been in my corner that has shown me and guided me on my path. I love y'all. Yes. We're gonna make this shit work. So thank you guys again.
Yeah, thank you. Conversation was great. Shout out to Val. Situationships. If you want to hit us up, email us up about your own personal. If you wasn't willing to say it out loud. Every Saturday, tune in 6 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to Bryant. Got the fitted on that he created for us. Love you. And go ahead, you can go with your outro. Go ahead.
What? That was
you go with your outro.
That was not the best segue. See us next week. We got always hot topics coming through. As always, I stay logically valid, VMAC, and we good to go.
Anastasia, never average, always savage. Sorry. Tune in every Saturday, 6 p.m. Always talking about real life story. We spilled the tea. Come get litty with us. I'm definitely gonna post what the next topic is during the week. Shout out to Fuego.
Yeah.
Love you having here, and
thank you.
I hope you have a great night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
House of Fire NYC on all platforms. We got what you need. Peace.
Bye.